All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. We pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for any of you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you. But you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. Another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? I think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Shalom, Mother Strong. Shalom, everybody. Ecclesiastes 12 and 9. Moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought out to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. Much love, much strong. The words of the wise are as goads, and his nails fastened by the master of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. Shalom, Jay. Shalom, Mama Steph. You're welcome. So I don't even remember where we stopped at. We were looking at John. The last thing we read was the second part. That was like when you got an extra charge in the counter. That was an add-on. Please go on. Whatever was we stopped at. That's what it was. Come on with this Isaiah 8:1. And boy say, you've been fighting male pattern barter for a long time. They say, what's your secret?
Man, I ain't really got one. I'm trying to fight back, but we hold it in there.
Hold it in there, it's crazy.
Look black.
I'm talking about because I ain't never seen you with no Beijing. So whatever you're doing, it's coming through in the butt.
No, it's a good comb over, really, at this point.
Damn, that nigga doing the white.
It's like we got a patch of beard, you got a brush.
I don't know nothing about that. Not that.
Patch of beard day was years ago. You know you love that.
No, I ain't never had one. I couldn't grow a beard till I went to prison. Might have been age. I don't know. I tried to grow one before I went to prison. It wasn't nothing. I ain't had nothing but a goatee before I went. And I ain't have to put that razor on my face. Came home with one. You know, they make you shave in there. Shalom, Brother Marcus, man. Peace, Brother Omar. You know, they make you shave in there, man. I ain't have to do that. Oh, make it 8 and 16. No, I'm dead serious, boy. I couldn't grow no beard till I came home from prison.
How old you were when you came home?
28. Hell, nah, I can't tell it. These grown niggas out, these young niggas out here 19. Full-fledged. Hell going on out here. Go ahead, man.
Say, bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples.
Do what now?
Bind up the testimony.
Do what now?
Bind up the testimony.
And what else?
Seal the law among my disciples.
Well, let's pause. Let's bind up a testimony then. 1 John 5 and 7 on the house. We talked about it last night, didn't we? A little bit, for a second. For a minute.
Yeah. There are 3 that bear record in Shamaim.
There's what?
3 that bear record in Shamaim.
Tell them what record is, man. They cutting records. They recording with Michael Jackson. He was in the studio with Quincy Jones. Boy, you probably got traumatized.
That's Martin Rail. To be a witness, to bear witness.
See, pause. To be a who?
To be a witness.
To do what else?
To bear witness.
Pause and give me Isaiah 43 and 17. Or 14, actually. Now, this ain't dealing with witnesses in heaven. But, you know, I want to touch on all of them. Well, who let the GDs in the door? You send that nigga back, boy. We heard about you GD niggas. Y'all get up out of here. What is that?
Gangster disciple.
You say you a gangster disciple or you a BD? You a black disciple? Nah, I know what you is. You an ND. A nigga disciple. Come on. Shalom, Brother Craig. Amen, man.
Yea, before the day I am he. There is none that can deliver out of my hand.
And nobody can deliver out of my
I will
hand.
work, and who shall let it? Thus saith Yahuwah, your Redeemer, the Kadash on the Yasharal.
Your who?
Your Redeemer.
Let's see what Redeemer is there, man.
That's the all.
Now notice that your who?
The all, your Redeemer.
And what that means?
To redeem, tag as a kinsman redeemer.
So Yahuwah is your kinsman redeemer. My God, today. Hosea 13 and 14 on the house.
I will ransom them from the power of the grave. I will redeem them from death. O death, I will be your plague. O grave, I will be your destruction. Repentance shall be hid from my eyes.
Now he's saying Yahuwah said that he'll be death's plague. That's what he said, right? Tell him what redeemer is right there, just in case they think we're making it up.
Let's go all again.
So same word. So Yahuwah is literally your kinsman redeemer. And this is why he has to bind a testimony and seal the law amongst his disciples. But let's go back to where you was before. Isaiah 43. Verse 14.
Say, thus saith Yahuwah, your Redeemer, the Kadash on the Yasharal. For your sake I have sent to Babylon, and have brought down all their nobles, and the Chaldeans, whose cries in their ships. I, Yahuwah, your Kadash one, the creator of Yasharal, your king. Thus saith Yahuwah, which make a way in the sea, and a path in the mighty waters. Bring forth the chariot and horse, the army and the power. They shall lie down together, they shall not rise. They are extinct, they are quenched as tow. Remember you not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Thou shalt spring forth. Shall you not know it?
Oh, that's good. So I think I got two in the wrong place. So I did not hear anything that I desired. Oh yeah, I did. I had you a little too low. Come on back in chapter 43, man. Make it verse 7. I had you too far down. Isaiah 43 and 7.
So everyone that is called by my name.
Everyone that is what?
Called by my name.
What's going to happen?
For I have created him for my esteem.
I did what?
I have formed him.
I what?
I have made him.
Pause. We talked about this a couple weeks ago about being in his name. Being called by his name. You know, the whole family in heaven and earth is called by his name. He said everyone that's called by his name, he's what?
Created him for my esteem.
He created him for his esteem. Check this out. Come over here to 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, I believe, and verse 10.
Say, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth.
That ain't what I want. Hold on. That ain't it. That's a whole nother conversation. That is a whole nother conversation. Oh, I think it's Timothy. I think I got you in the wrong spot. My bad. Second Timothy 2. Yeah, that's 2 Timothy 2. I had it in the wrong spot. 2 Timothy 2, though. But you can make it 11 on the house, and we'll work our way to what I desire. Go ahead, man. 2 Timothy 2 and 11.
A faithful saying, for if we be dead with, we shall also live with. If we suffer, we shall also reign with. If we deny, he also will deny us. If we believe not, he abide faithful, he cannot deny himself.
Can't deny itself.
Of these things put in remembrance, charging before the Lord that they strive not about words to no profit.
That's what a lot of people, shalom, Ramona. A lot of people like to argue about words that don't benefit nobody. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, y'all probably see that on Clubhouse if you be on there more than anything. But you can see that in life, period. People like to argue about things that are not going to benefit anyone who is listening. So then you'd have to, shalom, Brother Rob, you got to ask yourself the question. Who you doing that for? You know what I'm saying? Now, you heard me when I was talking to them people. See, them people don't give me no pushback when I say nothing to them. Don't nobody never say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Yeah, about marking.
Yeah, nobody will never say nothing. I be like this here. I be like this. What some people they be looking for the smoke. That's what the street prophets say. We want all the smoke. You know about that? We watch them perform. You know what I'm saying? I fool with them boys, man. Black dudes, man. They're professional wrestlers.
Oh, okay. Real prophets, I'm about to say.
No, that's the name of it. You see them niggas in there. The niggas had the Santa Claus. Street prophets, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's their tagline. We want the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody give me no smoke. Nobody want to pass me the spliff, the cigarette, the black and mild, nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Shalom, brother Marvin, man. You know what I'm saying? I say something, don't nobody give me no pushback. I'm talking about somebody else say something, boy, these boys ready to box, scream, fight, kick, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'd be kind of upset, like, damn, I can't spar. I want to spar. I forgot what they were talking about. What they were talking about was Paul's letters, man. I think the reason why nobody don't be wanting to spar in all seriousness is they talk to a lot of people who don't understand this man's letter, so they say stupid stuff that opens the door for a fight. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it is what it is. Also, though, I'm not going to strive with you and ain't no benefit going to come from whoever listens. I'm just going to stop. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that you have to learn. Since I said that, give me Psalms 38, 1. Might need Psalms 39, but we'll look at 38 and 1 for the moment.
For Yahuwah rebuke me not in your wrath, neither chasten me in your hot displeasure. For your arrows stick fast in me, and your hand press me sore. No soundness in my flesh because of your
Slow on, Brother Dave.
Neither rest in my bones because of my sin. For my iniquities are gone over my head.
Over my head.
As a heavy burden, they are too heavy for me. My wounds stick and are corrupt because of my foolishness.
Come on.
I am troubled. I am bowed down greatly.
Greatly.
I go mourning all the day long.
I'm sad.
For my loins are filled with a loathsome disease. No soundness in my flesh. I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared by reason of the disquietness of my heart. Come on. Lord, all my desires before you, and my groaning is not hid from you. My heart pant, my strength failed me. As the light of my eyes, it is also gone from me. Come on. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my soul.
I guess you know who that is.
And my kinsmen stand afar off.
I guess you know who that is.
They also that seek after my life lay snares for me.
I guess you know who that is.
And they that seek my hurt speak mischief, mischievous things, and imagine deceits all the day long.
That sounds familiar, don't it? Sound like the whole Matthew 26, 27, don't it?
But I, as a deaf, heard not, and I, as a dumb man, opened not his mouth.
Hold on, I as a what?
As a deaf, heard not.
And as a dumb man, I did not what?
Opened not his mouth.
Now, didn't it just say these people were framing deceits and all this type of stuff? And what he didn't do? He didn't say a word. You ought to learn from that. You tell everybody else what's in the word, but you won't follow that. You don't know how to shut the hell up. Sometimes you got to be quiet and do what Jacob did. What Jacob did, Lil Johnny? What he told Laban when Laban was doing what Jacob did. What he said to him. You better learn how to let God talk for you and shut your mouth. You know what I'm talking about? Some of y'all niggas want to fight too much. You know what I'm talking about? And them niggas on here know that, boy. I'm not finna argue with you, cuz. You got it. Because I don't really care if you believe it or not. Now go on read them Psalms 39 and 1, man. To save you some stress, it's a lesson you ought to learn. I learned it a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I learned that in the street. I ain't even learned that from talking to Bruce on the internet.
I said I will take heed to my ways that I send out with my tongue. I'll keep my
Hold on. You say you'll take heed to your what?
To my ways.
To your what?
To my ways.
That you're sinning not with your
my tongue.
Boy, you better be sometime, boy, you better assess that. Boy, you might be sinning with your words and you think you're not because you believe you're right. Read it again.
I said I will take heed to my ways that I send not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me.
While the who's before me?
While the wicked is
now, when them people, when the wicked was before Yahushua, what did he do? Because you know what can happen? You can end up sinning with your lips in your anger. Meaning, you can end up doing what Moses did. Instead of speaking to the rod, you can strike it because you let the people get you frustrated and you done tricked yourself off these streets. You know what I'm saying? You done tricked yourself off them streets just that fast. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely could have had a Moses moment.
Yeah, man, you definitely. If you going back and forth with them people trying to justify yourself with these people, man, you gotta learn to be quiet. Read again from the top.
I said I will take heed to my ways that I send out with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle. The wicked is before me. I was done with silence. I held my shalom from good, and my sorrow was stirred.
Why?
My heart was hot within me. When I was musing, the fire burned. Then spake I with my tongue. Yahuwah make me to know my end and the measure of my days.
That man say his heart was burning to say something, but he kept his mouth closed.
What it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, you have made my days as a handbreadth.
That's good. Come on back, man. What you want? 2 Timothy. And that's remember what he peace, Barry, man. Remember what he said in James. He said the tongue is an unruly member, the hardest one to tame. But he said if you can tame that one, what you gonna be? A perfect man. He said because then you can discipline your whole body if you can discipline your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, that man say if you can't stop talking, your religion is vain. There's no way that you say you a man and you don't know when to shut up. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know when to stop arguing. You don't know when you don't need to justify yourself to these people, man. Boy, it is not hard to say, hey, bro, you know how more angry these niggas get on here when you tell them nah? Bro, nah, you got it, bro. I don't want to talk. Them niggas get mad at me when I tell them that. Like, nah, bro, you got it. I don't want to talk no more. Believe what you want to believe. And I don't say believe what you want to believe in a condescending fashion, meaning do not talk to me any longer. Talk to somebody else. Don't subliminally refer to me. Don't do none of that. Because, man, I think y'all heard that when the lady was like, they think James' letters was about Paul. I say, you know why niggas think James' letters about Paul? Because 99% of these niggas is pussy. You know what I mean by that? Because James is a man. So if he had something to say about Paul, he would have wrote it. He would have put his name on it. I say that's y'all niggas because you niggas hoes and y'all want to have two people be at odds that you want to try to play. See, he was talking about it here. See, that's sucker stuff. You got to pay attention when you see people do stuff like it don't matter if that's the word. Why would a grown man want to try to insinuate into another man's words that he sneak dissing him? Grown men don't sneak diss nobody. They just gonna tell you, man, that nigga that lying. Who you talking about? James. Yeah, you gonna say something to him. Ain't nobody got time to be passive aggressive as no grown man. If you got something to say, nigga, get off your chest. That junk ain't cool, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's what people come because people be really projecting and transporting their character, personality, and thoughts onto these men. You know what I'm saying? Because we mentioned earlier, and y'all already know that. Most people think Paul teaching against the law. You know why they think that? Because somebody else interpreted his words in that fashion. The man who wrote that is not here to tell you what he meant. And if you want to do something, you know what you can do? You can twist any piece of information to make it look how you want to look if the person who wrote it is not there to tell you what he meant. You know what I'm talking about? You know, they do that with history. They kill a man. He can't say nothing. Guess what? The history of Malcolm X and Michael Jackson and Prince is probably going to look drastically different 40, 50, 60, 70 years on down the line. Because the people who were there to say, nah, that ain't happened, ain't going to be here. You can frame it however you want. Shoot, they were doing that. They were doing that now while he was alive. You know what I'm talking about? They told you Michael Jackson was the biggest pedophile of pedophiles in the history of the world. But everybody who actually know him, what did they say? The direct opposite. Nobody who actually know the man has ever said this. They like, nah, they ain't happy. You see, they don't talk to them. Well, when they want to destroy your character, they will run anybody out there who gonna say anything possible. They ain't gonna bring up nobody who gonna say, nah, man, bro, don't do that. Read me Proverbs 27 and 19. Absolutely. Grown man ain't got no business sending subliminals. You got something to say to the man, go say it to him. If you don't want to say it to him, guess what that means? It couldn't have been that big of an issue. A lot of times niggas just be in their feelings, man. Nigga feelings be hurt. But a lot of these dudes hoes though. And then they want to think somebody God sent is not going to address somebody directly. Why is this man writing a letter to believers to sneak diss somebody else? All the things he got to write about and talk about, and you think he sneak dissing. Then you got to ask yourself, well, what chapter in his letter is he sneak dissing in? I ain't never read none of James' epistle letter and perceived no sneak dissing. Come on with it, man.
See, as in water, face to face, so the heart of man to man.
As water, answer to faith, so the heart of man to man. You know what that is, though? We read it last night. Read it to him again. 1 Corinthians 2:10. Sometimes you got to go in that word and pull a nigga heart out.
He said, but Elohim have revealed unto us by his Ruach, for the Ruach search all things, yea, the deep things of Elohim. For what man know the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of Elohim know no man, but the Ruach of Elohim.
It's not that people are slow. It's that most people don't have, I'm be honest with you, most people are not slow. Most people do not have proper conflict resolution skills. Most people are deeply entrenched in all manner of dysfunction and trauma due to their upbringing and life experiences. Most people do not know how to properly communicate to people, especially if it's something that they don't like. A lot of people are extremely disrespectful in their communication style and wonder why they don't get the desired responses that they want when there's conflict, because again, they don't know how to communicate. That's where people's problem is. Like we were talking about last night, you got niggas dating on an immature level. Right? So if you're dating and interacting with the opposite gender on an immature level, do you think that you have the proper ability to resolve conflict in an adult fashion? Do you really think that you can properly communicate as an adult? Probably not. You know what I'm talking about? Probably not. So that's what that leads to. You can't, it's like this here, right? You can't expect somebody to know how to build when they never had the tools and nobody ever shown them. If your mama and Shalom 10K, if your mama and daddy were not proper communicators, where are you gonna learn it from? You know what I'm saying? Look here, right? You got too many people who dealing with stuff from their childhood and then think that everybody else in the world is supposed to be responsible for what happened to you. I'm not responsible for what happened to you, and I don't really give a damn what happened to you when you interacting with me. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm not responsible for that. And I'm not finna tip town and move around because your daddy beat you. You know what I'm saying? Your daddy left you. That's not my responsibility. You mad with your daddy because your daddy left your mama and had some other kids and ain't never come see you. And now you want to act like a pussy nigga with me. And you think I'm supposed to tiptoe around that to make you feel good. Nigga, you better go find a therapist. Better go get some help. That's not none of my business. You know what I'm saying? How many times y'all see on the internet how people talk about that people don't properly communicate? And I'm talking about properly communicating, knowing how to talk to people. Niggas feel like they can say anything they want to you, how they want to you, and then shock when you get pushed back. You can't talk to people like that. Everybody not gonna go for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't call people out their name. And like this, man, and I'm mainly referring to what we see on this Clubhouse app. People do not know how to communicate. I've said that on this app plenty of times. You niggas have no conflict resolution skills. You people don't even listen to understand somebody else's perspective, even if you don't agree with it, because you so worried about what? Being right. So that shows that you don't know how to communicate. That shows that you're emotional, and it shows that you're immature. You know what I'm saying? A mature man, I can hear what he has to say, don't agree with it, but still understand how he arrived to that conclusion, even if I don't agree with it, and it's okay, and we ain't got to be cussing each other out, calling each other names, or none of that. You don't have to do all that. There has to come a point, how long we going to interact like children? Because you know how we see people interact? That's what kids do. Don't kids go off on each other when you say something they don't like? You see these kids do it to each other all the time. That's what children do. We talking about we supposed to be men of God. You ain't supposed to be behaving like that. You're too old for that. And ain't no excuse. You know why it's passable? Because we make excuses for it. Well, that's just how I am. That's how I was raised. Well, if your people raised you wrong, nigga, cut that junk out. It's unacceptable. All the way around the board. Now, of course, now that's social engineering. We didn't do. We started wading in the waters of social engineering, but we didn't do the complete deep dive, if you would. But thanks to Mama Steph, we have several books on deck as it pertains to that. You know what I'm saying? But do y'all really believe that most people in the United States of America specifically operate on an adult level? In your honest estimation from your personal experiences, from the people that you've interacted with in your life? You say no, Doris. Yeah. Shoot, I can say without social media. Before I even knew what a Facebook was, man, you got grown men and women that act like children. You got 50-year-old women still in the club trying to move like they 20-something. Talking about I look good. Like, what's wrong with you, baby? I ain't saying your life got to end, but you not 25 no more. That's over with. But mainly what it was is that we knew we couldn't get. You supposed to be able to look at an elder man and say, I can get some wisdom from him. Ain't nobody looking to get no wisdom from these dudes, man. These dudes is old and stupid. Eric say not even close. It's more like junior in high school. Can buy alcohol and cigarettes. Now, I don't say that to be disparaging. I say that to boom, because I don't think that it's just a lack of intelligence type of deal. I think it's an emotional, what they call arrested development type of deal. We live in a society and culture that is intentionally creating parameters that will arrest the mental and emotional development of all the people of that society. Peace, each man. You know what I'm saying? And that junk is just the reality of it. Because look how we view life. Look how we see life. Look how we interact with things. Look how we handle things. This is not how adults handle things. You know what I'm saying? Because what do you usually end up happening when a lot of people get faced with adult situations? They don't know how to handle it. And they be in their 30s. They be in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? You running back. Where's mommy and daddy at? Nigga, you're 39. Or they run away. Running away from situations is a strong indication of immaturity. You know what I'm saying? This, not even talking about fear and coward. I'm not even dealing with that. Because when children run across something that's too hard for them, what do? They run away. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? When you look at procrastination and things of that sort, all that stuff, that's dealing with immaturity. Because mature people know I need to do this by this, and I need to set around a certain. Now, some people just be lazy. You really don't want to do it, and you're pushing it off. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's not important to you. That's a whole nother conversation. Sometimes people procrastinate because it's low self-esteem. You don't really believe that you can perform this, so you're trying to kick that can down the road because you're scared of actually having to do it because you think you're gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? And that's another conversation. But most of them, you're just immature. I don't want to deal with it. When them kids get frustrated, what they do? Throw the stuff and walk away. Most people, when you emotionally immature, that is what you're going to do. I don't want to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? It's too much for me. Telling like what I told him that the lady said when we were doing them, she walked out the door. She said, I'm overstimulated. I can't handle that. Nigga, what? How are you overstimulated moving? And you ain't moving nothing. You brought 3 boxes to the door. You say you're overstimulated. Come on. Now, I ain't gonna lie though. A lot of people say that for most people in America. I ain't gonna say everybody need it, but I would probably say 85 to 95% of the people living in the United States of America probably need to see some type of clinical psychologist of some sort.
Only like 35% of 8th graders can read and do math at grade level. That's
terrible. And that's by design. So if only 35% of 8th graders, that means 65%. That means over 2/3 of the children stupid as hell. So that means if they can't read, write, or do math at the level of a 14-year-old, you know that means they can't communicate and are not emotionally stable where they should be at that age also. So that means if 2/3 of 14-year-olds, 13, 14-year-olds are like this, what you think the adults are? Because they the ones teaching them. My God, today. He said, I'm surrounded by individuals that fit all what you're saying. My God, today. Hell, we surrounded by, shoot, Mama Steph tell you, we surrounded by, we got niggas on this app who in their 50s and 60s and act like 9-year-olds. You know what I'm talking about? Like kids. I ain't never seen so many grown people get upset because they don't agree with somebody. She said they got America right where they want them. Boop ain't lied, and mental disarray. But see, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people don't like to talk about stuff like this here because it makes people uncomfortable. Because everybody think that they're mentally and emotionally superior. You know what I'm saying? When I be seeing some of them tonight's conversation reels, man, I be like, man, my God, today we screwed. You know what I'm talking about? We screwed. Come on, Sid.
You go the first one.
Yeah. I was reading the words. Notice right there, he says as a face to face, as the heart of a man to a man. You know what I'm saying? Give me first epistle. I'm sorry, I said first, like it's a first. The epistle of James, chapter 1, verse 18. He said, I don't think the UK is that far off. My God, today.
Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man work not the righteousness of Elohim. Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word.
Hey. Now, I know it ain't nobody but Yanni. What you up there doing?
Come sit back where you was at.
Because I know Joy know better. Fix your face. Tuck your lip in. Hey, go back over there without a pouting walk. Fix yourself. Get your attitude together. I don't like your countenance. Fix your countenance. Walk regular. That's not how you regularly walk. You walk with a bounce. Come on.
Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. But be you doers of the word, and not hearers only.
Listen what he about to say.
Deceiving your own selves.
Listen what he about to say.
For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in the glass.
Beholding his natural face in the glass. Remember, it says a man as water. That means when you look in water, you see yourself. But most people, when they look at themselves, they don't see themselves for what's actually there. And that's why people don't improve. Because see, it's one thing if you know what you need to improve on, but you don't do it. I don't care if you know if you don't do. You have to do. Remember what Paul told them people? He exercised himself to be void of two things. And what were those two things? Can anyone recall? He halfway there. That boy he still got an F. 1 out of 2 is 50%. That's an F. Need 2 out of 2 to pass this quiz. You're doing it right. That's how you do it in your brain. You talk your way through it. You ain't got it yet for me, sir? You ain't got it? Acts 24 and 12. Darius got it. He passed his quiz. Civic got to come back. He got to come back to school. He can't get a diploma. He a super senior. Y'all knew some super seniors? How y'all laughing? Y'all might have knew something. Extended stay. Nigga say, how you a 6-year senior in high school? That's only supposed to be in college if you play ball. Come on.
And they neither found me in the temple disputing with any man, neither raising up the people, neither in the synagogue, nor in the city. Neither can reprove things whereof they now accuse me. But this I confess unto you.
But you confess.
The way which they call heresy. So worship I the Elohim of my father.
What's somebody about to say?
Believing all things which are written in the law and in the
He said he believed all things that are written where?
In the law and in the prophets.
Written where?
In the law and in the prophets.
To the law and the testimony. Come on.
And have hope toward Elohim, which they themselves also allow that there shall be a resurrection of the dead.
There should be a what?
A resurrection of the dead,
God,
both of the just and unjust.
Come on.
And herein do I exercise myself to have always a conscience void of offense toward Elohim and man.
And man. That's something that all us have to realize, that you need to make sure that you exercise yourself, that you're not offending God and man. You don't realize, obviously, if you offend God, you commit sin. So that's a negative. But you don't want to be going around here offending man to give these wicked people room to speak against your God. Sometimes you have to stop. And I've told you this for years. You can't be thinking about just yourself. You carrying somebody else's name. So you need to be concerned about your behavior, your words, your speech, how that's going to make his name look, because it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? When you get in that thought process of, well, he said this and he did that, now you making it about you. You really don't love your husband like you say you do. Because any woman who really loves her husband is going to be concerned that she never make her husband look bad. You know what I'm talking about? That's her number one priority. I'm talking about when you're dealing with a woman who is a wife, her number one priority is I am a representation of my husband, and I am not going to do anything to make anybody say anything negative about my husband. Not coming from me. Now you're supposed to take that same mentality because Yahuwah is your husband. That's your husband. You represent him. We ain't got to that verse yet when he said everybody who named the name of a Mashiach. If you name his name, you call by name. That is your husband. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be that same type of spouse. You can't hold a woman to that standard and you in the word, and you ain't holding yourself to that same standard when you the woman in comparison to Yahuwah, because that's your husband. You mean to tell me you don't care nothing about how you make your husband look? That means you're not a good wife. I mean, you're selfish. You know what the book say? A foolish woman do what, Cindy? He don't know. Get him Proverbs 14:1. He ain't on point today. He tear it down. But a wise woman do what? And get in Proverbs 12:4. Just on the strength.
Say every wise woman build her house.
Every what?
Wise woman build her house.
Every what?
Wise woman build her house.
And what else?
But the foolish pluck it down with her hands.
Tear it down with her hand. She gonna tear the whole house down. Give him Proverbs 12:4. Ain't nothing wrong with you, fat baby.
A virtuous woman, a crown to her husband.
A virtuous woman is a what?
A crown to her husband.
But a woman who brings shame?
His rottenness and his bones.
Damn. Everybody who around here claiming this man's name and you committing sin, you are rottenness to his bones. Tell him what rottenness means.
Rottenness, decay.
Well, tell him what shame is. He said that's a decay in his bones. You tearing away at his body.
That's foolish to put to shame, to be ashamed, to be disconcerted, to be disappointed.
Come on, man. You gonna put this man to shame? Let's look to see how you put him to shame. Hebrew chapter 6 and verse 1. Let's see how you put him to shame. Still holding 2 Timothy 2. We just moving. We talking about, bind up the testimony and seal the law. Well, all this thing go about that, but it's also about how you conduct yourself. Because see, I'm talking to the men first. I ain't talking to the ladies. Let that be known. You know what I'm talking about?
Therefore, leading the principles of the doctrine of a Mashiach, let us go on to perfection, not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead works and a faith toward Elohim, and the doctrine of baptism, and the laying on of hands, and the resurrection of the dead, and of eternal judgment. And this will we do if Elohim permit.
Listen.
For it is impossible for those who are once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift, who are made partakers of the Ruach HaKodesh, and have tasted the good word of Elohim and the powers of the world to come, they shall fall away to renew them again unto repentance.
They shall fall away to what?
To renew them again unto repentance.
What else?
Seeing they crucify to themselves the Son of Elohim afresh and put to an open shame.
Man, that man said if you got to get rebaptized, man, you done put this man to an open shame. You not understand he would put the shame on that cross, man? And you around here talking about you got to get baptized again because you done fell away because you need it, because you've been over here doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Boy, you a man who put rottenness in his bones. You bringing shame to this man's name. Man, you can't. Man, who want to walk around and say that's their wife and they wife around here and she a prostitute? She smoke crack. You know what I'm talking about? She do this, she do that. Anything negative you can think of, man, that bringing shame to the family. Well, it's the same difference. You around here telling lies, you an idolater, you malicious, you an adulterer, you bringing shame to the man's name. Because now you're going to say, oh, you named that. Oh, you serve Jesus too? Oh, you with Yahushua too? Bringing shame to his name. So guess what? When people see that, there's no way. We mean it all the time. It's a facade. You hear all the negative things that people say, right, about people who say they're in the word. Well, you just brought shame to this man's name. You just brought shame to the man's name. And ain't nobody make you do that. You did that. And then you know what most niggas in the word want to say bringing shame is what sinners got going on. Ain't nobody bringing shame to the name of Yahuwah for no sinner, because ain't nobody count no sinner amongst the saints. It's people who say they saints and you live in any kind of way. You talk any kind of way, you do people any kind of way. You don't make no concerted effort to think, how is this going to make my husband look? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody thinking about none of that. Didn't he tell you get him Ezekiel 36, man? Clearly, this is what we need to harp on for these old square head, box head, no good, wicked, dirty face bastards who run these streets. Ezekiel 36, man, give me 25. It might be 30, but let me see what it says.
Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean.
Matter of fact, hold on. Tell me 22. You looking, you ain't right. Your hand work. You can't spell. Going too fast. Cat got your tongue. Your breath stank. You at a loss for words. I don't know what anything. I don't know what any of that means. Go ahead.
Said, therefore, stands of the house of Yasharal, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, I do not for your sake, O house of Yasharal, but for my God's name.
So that's what we got to back it up some more. Make it 18 for me. Ezekiel 36 and 18. Listen to what this man say.
Wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, for their idols they have polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed about through the countries, according to their way and according to their doings I judged them.
Listen what he said.
When they entered unto the heathen where they went, they profaned my Kadash name. When they said
that man said they profaned his Kadash name when they said what?
These are the people of Yahuwah and are going forth out of his land.
The minute y'all got kicked out the land, that man's name was blasphemed. Because all the people got to say, them is people. Why they over here? And you around here screaming about you an Israelite, nigga, everywhere you go, that man named blaspheme, because you not where he promised your forefather. It's evidence that you're disobedient to your husband. Go ahead, man.
But I had pity for my Kadash name, which the house of Yasharal profaned among the heathen. Therefore, say unto the house of Yasharal, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, I do not for your sakes, O house.
I don't do this for who?
For your sake.
He said, I don't do this for who?
Your sake.
Who he do it for?
But for my Kadash name.
Let that be known. That man, anything this man done, he didn't do it for you. He did it for his name's sake. And so that these people could know that the name of Yahuwah is sanctified and that they ought to tremble at the mention. You know what I'm talking about? At the mention. These people don't tremble at the name of Yahuwah. They run their goddamn mouth. They sell out. They blaspheme because of you. Don't nobody want to talk about that. You want to talk about we got next, we the chosen people. These people run their mouth because of us. You know what I'm talking about? Long before any of us were born. Boy, before we came to this God-forsaken land or wherever your people came from, Israelites was playing with booty holes. You know what I'm talking about? That's what them Benjamites were doing, wasn't it? That man said in the book of Amos, 2 of you line up to go into the same maid. That's what he said you do. Get it for him. Amos, chapter 2, verse 9. Now, and I'm mentioning this here because you talking about a level of humility you got to have if this man has extended the right hand of fellowship and the opportunity to have grace for salvation. You ain't supposed to be walking around here with your nose tooted in the air. Because these people still blaspheming this man's name right now. They're not blaspheming his name because of doctrines. That's what you tell yourself because you on the internet too goddamn much. These people blaspheme this man's name because you say you serve God. What we read last night, he said you inexcusable old man who judge another and do the same thing. You talking about God. You the preacher. You just slept with 6 women in the congregation. Everybody know it. You say you the preacher. You got caught with a punk in the bathroom. I say that because it's preachers who I don't care if they're Christian or not. It is irrelevant. You taking up the covenant of Yahuwah in your mouth and people catching you contrary to what it is that you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about? You can say what you want to say about the Catholic Church, but people associate them with the word and they round up touching on little boys. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all remember Gilliard, what he was doing, going from church to church, touching on little girls in this city. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man, people look at that. How you say you a Christian woman, this your 6th husband? How you say you a godly man, this your 4th wife? And I ain't talking about polygyny. Do you know how short? I went to school with somebody who'd have been married 5 times. We're the same age. So that means from 18 to 44, you've been married 5 times? That's a 5. Come on, baby. What your contract expired? You go sign with a new team? Do you understand that as far as marriage is concerned, that's a short period of time? Because she married my homeboy. Her first child from him, they were 18. She been married 4 more times after that. Shoot, he told me the story the other day. Man, I was amazed. She had the nerve to have her new nigga pull up to his house with the new nigga like this is what it is. He didn't even know. I was like, the audacity. Guess what this person like to talk about all the time? Jesus. Don't you know there's people on the outside looking at that and they like, man, I don't care nothing about your Jesus. We think that stuff cool. That stuff is not cool. Doctrine is not why these people run their mouth. It's your behavior. It's how you talk to people. It's how you handle people. It's how you live your life. This is what called people to black. You can't talk about God one minute and cuss a nigga out in the next. Can't do that. I just heard a clip. Somebody say they about God, cuss this woman out. If I'm talking about, if you would have heard it and you would have told this somebody that was a servant of God, you wouldn't have believed it. Because the reason why I said it, remember what he said to David? When David did what he did, remember what Nathan told him? Now you caused the enemies of God to what? Blaspheme. Remember when Yahuwah said he was going to kill them in the wilderness? What Moses said? He said, if you do this here, your enemies going to say you wasn't able to bring them in the land. They going to blaspheme. Go ahead, man.
So yet destroyed out the Amorite before them, whose height was like the
Where
height
you at
of
it
the
with?
cedars. Amos 2 and 9.
Amos 2 and 9.
So yet destroyed out the Amorite before them, whose height was like the height of the cedars. He was strong as the oaks. Yet I destroyed his fruit from above.
Indeed, Kiki. Indeed.
Also, I brought you up from the land of Egypt and led you 40 years through the wilderness to possess the land of the Amorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I raised up your sons for prophets and of your young men for Nazarites.
What they did?
Not even thus, so you children of Yahshua, saith Yahuwah. But you gave the Nazarites wine to drink. Commanded the prophets, saying, prophesy not. Behold, I am.
Hold on, I back me up to 6. I told you 9, didn't I? Yeah, 6 is what we need to start at. Listen to what he's going to say.
And thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Yasharal, and for 4, I will not turn away thereof. Because they sold the righteous for silver.
They sold the righteous for what?
For silver.
They sold Yahushua for some silver, didn't they? What they sold the poor for? God damn it. Boy, you got rid of the poor and needy man for some shoes, some sandals, some Jordans, maybe some Louis sneakers. Look what else he say.
That pant after the dust of the earth on the head of the poor.
Turn aside. That means you turn away judgment for a humble man and a man.
And his father will go on to the same maid.
To do what? Not only say will you go into the same woman, but he said a man and his son. And he said they do what?
They lay down upon clothes laid to pledge by every altar, and they drink the wine of the condemned in the house of their Elohim.
Come on, man. They drinking wines of other gods in the house of God. Think we cool. Listen what else he say. Now you read all that. Now, where you stopped at before I had told you that I didn't give you what I want. We ain't got to reread it. No, you good. We need Judah. Verse 4. Amos 2 and 4, by the way.
Thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Yehuda, and for 4 I will not turn away to thereof.
Because they've what?
Despised the law of Yahuwah.
And have not?
Kept his commandments, and their lies caused them to err after the which their fathers have walked.
That's good. But he don't say. But did you hear the things that he said these people had going on? He said, you think I'm going to turn away the punishment because of that? That's causing all the people round about to run their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because again, boy, Yahuwah extended this mercy to us because that's embodiment of his character, his spirit, and who he is. But that man said, I ain't do this for you. I did this for my name. Imagine you the almighty Elohim, he that exists, self-existent, self-sustaining. Lift your hands up to heaven and say you live forever, and people running their mouth about you. And the very essence of why they alive, you gave it to them. And they talking bad about you. Could you imagine if you were standing in a room and people told you wasn't real and you wasn't this and you wasn't that, and you were standing right there to hear it every day? What type of anger would you have when you know that the water that they drink, you supply it? That the flowers that produce the materials that make their clothes, you supply it. The flesh that they eat come from the animals that you supply it. The materials to build their homes, they got it because you supply it. And they got a nerve to talk about you because of what another nigga did. His old lady, to be specific. That's why I don't understand how these dudes be running their mouth about women all day, who in the word, I want to say, when you do the same thing to your husband that you claim these women do to you. You bald-faced hypocrite. Read it in Hosea 4 and 6. And you know, this ain't no new thing. Anybody who's been around here, you know, we done went over this plenty of times. It's right there. I've been told you this. One thing that Yahuwah do is, and this is not always 100% accurate, because sometimes some kids, you know, they just hard-headed. They just like to try. You know what I'm talking about? But sometimes your kids don't listen because you don't listen to God, so he giving a reflection of your behavior towards him with your children. So don't get mad and want to bust them kids upside the head because God ain't bust you upside yours. Sometimes your women out of pocket, not because you not a leader like they put it, it's because you this is what you're doing with your husband. So he wants you to see that behavior reflected back. You know what I'm talking about? So that you might feel ashamed. Those who have understanding will see it. Those who don't, they gonna miss it. Now again, that don't mean that. Now sometimes you turn this hard-headed. It ain't that they evil. It ain't God reflecting back. It's just hard-headed. See, that boy there, he just hard-headed. That little girl right there, she from another planet. You know what I'm saying? You always got one. They gonna try it. Then you got some kid, they don't give you no problems. They don't do nothing, they don't say nothing. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, dad. The other one like this here. I'm gonna see if they gonna come over here and whoop me. I gotta see. Now that I'm talking about at the small stage. Once they start developing personality, now they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Once they get past by 5, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But you know, at 1 to 5, they testing things out. They're seeing what works and what don't work. And some of them push it. You know what I'm saying? Because like this here, you know, Eugene like to tell lies sometimes. I'm talking about when he was young. Just sit there and shoot you one. Well, that's because they right here. Because my nieces and nephew ain't here. I telling them too. But they ain't in front of my face. Because they used. No, I know it come with time they realize it's not acceptable behavior when you set the boundaries and they know its consequences. Like, look at my nieces and nephews used to go on excursions to raid my sister pantry. You know what I'm saying? All plot around together to see what to do to get some victuals out the pantry. You know how intricate that got to be for kids who ain't over 6 to say you gonna be the lookout. You gonna do this here? They got me for some chocolates. Come back, they all gone. Lizzie done hid the evidence. Shalom me. But that's what they do to children. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna necessarily say they evil, but you be like, damn, y'all plotted that out. Did y'all plan this out over time? Or this is just spur of the moment? But then you got some kids, they just don't listen. You know, the book tell you, a child is known in his deeds, whether he's good or whether he be evil. And most children are not evil. They're just hard-headed. You know what I'm talking about? But I don't think it's a black person alive that ain't hard-headed at some time in their life. He said, man said, you've been stubborn since the day that I know you. So if you believe you're an Israelite by blood, I'll probably say it's in your DNA. Just to be hard-headed. You know what I'm talking about? Look at you. I know I am. I won't be listening. I listen. Not back when you was 9. Exactly. I ain't say you had to take it to adulthood. I ain't say nothing about adulthood. I just said sometime in your life. You could have got past it. But I know there was a time period, every black person like, boy, they ain't listening to nobody by nothing. We know you didn't climbing out the window. Only nigga in the hood can pop out burglar bars with no tools. Come on, Zay. Hosea 4:6.
Say, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also reject you.
Hey.
He said, since you rejected what?
Knowledge.
Tell him what knowledge is there, man. Let's see if it's the knowledge of God or just the bar.
That's the knowledge.
That's the knowledge of God. So it's just not law, statutes, and commandments that they rejected. They rejected knowing Yahuwah. So he said, I'm going to reject you. Go ahead.
That you should be no priest to me, seeing you have forgotten the law of your Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
I will also forget your children.
Mm.
As they were increased, so sinned against me. Therefore will I change their esteem into shame.
Mm-hmm.
They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity.
Go ahead.
They shall be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways.
Come on.
And reward them for their doings.
Come on.
They shall eat and not have enough.
Mm.
They shall commit whoredom and shall not increase.
Look at, man, black people out here hunching. A lot. But you still the minority around here, though, ain't you? And you doing a lot of hunching. Go ahead, man.
They shall not increase because they have left off to take heed to Yahuwah.
Mm.
Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart.
Whoredom and wine. You like to hunch and get drunk. It's taking away your inward man.
My people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declare unto them, the spirit of whoredoms have caused them to err.
Now, in reality, though, he talking about the spirit of whoredoms. He talking about you going after another God. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead.
And they have gone a whoring from under their Elohim. They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains and burn incense upon the hills.
Listen what he say.
Under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good.
Listen what he say.
Your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery.
Mm.
I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore, the people that do not understand shall fall.
So you know what he's telling you? He said, when your daughter be a whore and your wife commit adultery, I ain't going to do nothing to him because you committing whoredom with other gods and you committing adultery with other gods. And he said, he that understand won't fall. Read the rest of it. I'm sorry.
Say, though you, Yahshua, play the harlot, yet let not Yehuda offend and come not you unto guilt.
Run that last verse back, though. What that was, verse 14. Come on.
Say, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouse when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore, the people do not understand shall fall.
The people that don't understand gonna fall. What you think going on right now out here, man? A lot of people falling because they don't understand. It's a lot of stuff that you want to point at. See, it's not how if the men just lead in general in the natural sense. If the men are separated from God, then he do like, hey, I'm gonna let your wife do this, and I'm gonna let your children do that. Maybe you'll understand what it is you're doing towards me. But see, we don't have that level of understanding. Because if you have to have that level of understanding, then men have to take accountability for the fact that they've forsaken their God. Come on back to Ezekiel 36 and where you stop at. Leah and Lizzie, don't come over there with no shenanigans. Lizzie, I can see you. You ready to go over there and commit some shenanigans with him, ain't you? Look at you. Gonna shine again on your butt. Go ahead. Ezekiel 36 and tell me what 20 say.
Saying when they entered into the heathen, where they went, they profaned my Kadash's name. When they said to them, these the people of Yahuwah are gone forth out of his land. But I had pity for my Kadash's name, which the house of Yasharah profaned among the heathen where they went. Therefore, saying to the house of Yasharah, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, I do not for your sakes, O house of Yasharah.
Isaiah.
But for my Kadash's name's sake, which you have profaned among the heathen where you went, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which you have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahuwah, if Yahuwah Elohim, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean. From all your filthiness, from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you.
And I noticed that he said he don't do this for your sake, he do this for his name's sake. Now come on back to 2 Timothy 2 and Where you stopped at? 12. 2 Timothy 2 and 12. Muffin, you send Muffin Man over here for me, please.
If we suffer, we shall also reign with. If we deny, he also will deny us. If we believe not, he abide faithful. He cannot deny himself.
Mm-hmm.
These things put in remembrance, charging before the Lord that they strive not about words to no profit,
Muffin Man,
subverting of the hearers.
come here, I got something for you.
Study to show yourself approved unto Elohim, a workman that need not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness.
Mm-hmm.
And their word will eat as do a canker, of whom is Hymenaeus and Philetus, who concerning the truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already, and overthrow the faith of some. Nevertheless, the foundation of Elohim stands sure, having this seal.
Having this what?
Having this seal.
Elohim knows those.
Them that are his.
And everyone that name,
the name of Hamashiach,
let him do what?
Depart from iniquity.
Don't cause nobody to have nothing to say about your husband. If you're going to name that man's name, you need to depart from iniquity. It's just that simple. I don't forgot where we was at before. I know we read Psalm 38, 39. I don't remember, man. Go back to Isaiah 8 and 16.
Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples, and I will wait upon Yahuwah that hide his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him.
Well, now we finished with that. Go ahead.
Behold, I am the children of whom Yahuwah have given me for signs and for wonders in Yasharah from Yahuwah of hosts, which dwell in Mount Zion. When they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto bosoms that peep and that mutter, should not people seek unto their Elohim, for the living to the dead?
What else?
So the law unto the testimony, if they speak not according to this word,
there's no what?
No light in them.
There's no what in them. There's no shakar in them. Give me 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 12.
Wherefore I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though you know and be established in the present truth. Yea, I think it meet, as long as I am in this tabernacle, to stir you up by putting in remembrance, knowing that surely I must put off my tabernacle, even as our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach has shown me. Moreover, I will endeavor that you may be able after my decease to have these things always in remembrance. For we have not followed cunningly devised fables when we made known unto you the power and coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, but were eyewitnesses.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Isaiah 43. Come on.
For he received from Elohim the honor and esteem, when there came such a voice to him from the excellent esteem. This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased.
What happened after that?
And this voice which came down from Shamahim we heard, we were with him in the Kadash Mount. We also have more sure word of prophecy.
That we do well.
That you take heed as unto a light that shines in a dark place.
The light that shines in the what?
In a dark place.
That shine in the what?
A dark place.
You know what that take you back to? Go ahead, 1 and 1. The beginning of the book. Now remember, if the earth is without form and void, it's dead. Like I say, you have some people that argue about when the day starts. It's an argument that's been going on for 10 years. If all you got to do is just follow the pattern. It wasn't life, then death, then life. It was death, and he's showing you how he bringing life from death, light out of darkness. We read it last night. Remember what the Lord was telling Paul? He said that you might turn the people from the power of Hashatan to Elohim. From darkness. Let me just get it for you while Civic over there where he at. This is Acts 26. This is Acts 26 and 17. Delivering you from the people and from the Gentiles, unto whom now I send you, to open their eyes, to turn them from darkness to light, from the power of Hashatan under Elohim, that they may receive forgiveness of sins and inheritance among them which are sanctified by the faith that is in me. Now, you know what? I'm going to do it. Go ahead. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it now. Read where I got you at. Yeah, read 18 again. We ain't been in this book in a while. I'm finna do it. Go ahead.
Saying this voice which came from Shamahim we heard when we were with him in the Kadash Mount. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto you do well that you take heed.
That you take heed.
As unto a light that shines in a dark place until the day dawn and the day star arise in your heart.
So the what arise in your heart?
The day star.
Tell them what day star mean, man. Is that day star Peterson? She got that joke. You know who that is? The Tory. The Tory.
It's phosphorus, the light bringing, giving light.
Me can say free Tory. I see that whole suing that man.
Say the morning star, the day star. The morning star.
The morning star, the day star. How you gonna sue a nigga in jail? Somebody he harassing me. How he gonna harass you from a cell? Let me say, JP. That means she calling me. She putting money on this book. No, I'm just cracking jokes, but she wants some more of that day star. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if he shot that woman or not, but I'll tell you this here though. You got to look at things from a righteous perspective. Anybody who would get on national television and tell a bold-faced lie about their interactions with somebody and then come back and admit they lied and like it wasn't a big deal that they lied, that's a different type of individual. That's a different type of because you got to watch the person who's emphatically lying about something they did with somebody and they know they did it when they said it. Oh, I don't even know why she and then make herself be the victim. You could have just said, if you just would have said, yeah, we had sex, you know, it's something that happened, but it don't change the fact that on this day he was the aggressor and he shot me. Nobody would have anything to say. But you were so emphatic of the fact, like, I would never, how disgusting. Knowing full well, that's what you did on multiple occasions. And then when you come back and admit that you were lying, you mad because people mad at you because you lied. That's a psychopath. I'm not being funny. There's definitely psychopathic tendencies, and at least borderline sociopathic. That's not normal conduct. It's definitely alludes to narcissistic tendencies. You know what I'm saying? That's a wicked person. You know what I'm saying? Because now I have to look at you. If you would bear false witness about that, why would I think you would bear true witness about this? Because you lie about something you ain't even have to lie about. I can see if you lie about getting out of trouble, getting out of physical harm. Why did you lie about having sex with this man? What was the point of you doing that? Did Gail have to ask her that question? No, but you ain't have to lie about it either. Or at the bare minimum, you could have said this. Wait for it. No comment. Or you could have said, that's not the parameters of this interview. I don't care to discuss matters like this. Keep it to the matters of what happened that evening or this interview is over. You see what I'm talking about a level of maturity? What a mature person going to do? No, we're not going to talk about that. We're not here to talk about that. What does me in his loins have to do with me being shot in the foot? What does that have to do with this? Oh, no, God knows. That's childlike. I'm talking about animated lying too. Ain't nobody, you like this here? Now, I can't say that. She did ask for that lie. You know what I'm saying? Because the worst lies are the lies that no one asked for. I hate when niggas volunteer lies. I don't know about y'all. I didn't ask for that lie. You could have gave that lie to somebody else. When the last time somebody volunteered you a lie? Probably this morning. Which one of them did it? I already know. You ain't got to say no names.
Right. You don't listen. You don't lie. You just really say yes, I do.
Well, he ain't volunteer you no lie then.
Well, I'm talking about him. He even don't lie. He's my life. But you working
on I already know Eugene gonna volunteer. Because he don't want to get in trouble. See, most of the time you lie is out of fear. You know what I'm saying? And usually children lie out of fear of getting in trouble. But as a grown woman lying about what you did with your vagina when all your music is about, this is my body, I can do what I want to with it, what you lying for? Say, shoot, my brother was a back down dancer for her in last year's VMAs. He said he was flirting with him and she gets around. Well, everybody in the music business knows she gets around. She said that. She said, I got to put this vagina on lock. Maybe it's too late for that. You can't pass your vagina out like Halloween candy and then think that, like, oh, now somebody want a wife. It's too late. I'm talking about it's different if you do it, don't nobody know you. I'm talking about when you're in a circle of people and everybody in that circle of people or that industry, it's like real estate, right? In the city you go in, the real estate community, everybody knows everybody. It's not, it may seem like it's large, but it's not. You in the music business, you in the entertainment business, and you having sex with a lot of people, that gets around. Nobody wants you in the capacity that you want to be wanted when you get to that point that you want to be wanted like that. It's too late now. You can't be like, I'm closing up my, it's too late. You don't have to like it or agree with it. That's just how people operate. It's too late. Can't nobody hear, yeah, you had sex with 30 people. I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why you hear entertainers clown Russell Wilson like that, because clearly they know something that woman was doing in them circles that they be in for them to talk about that man like that. You know what I'm saying? It's something that they know that we don't know. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with how he treated his old lady, but they probably look at him with contempt. That's a freak hoe you married, boy. You know what I'm saying? And you treating her like a queen. This is how dudes behave. You don't have to agree with it. I'm just telling you that's what happens. If a dude know that it's 25, if you walk in a room and there's 20 people in there who done had sex with your woman, ain't nobody finna respect you. Not no men anyway. Now I know some people will be like, what does that matter? Hey man, the world is the world. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. You step in a room and there's multiple dudes in there can tell you, you know what I'm saying? Now Carmelo did say that wasn't true. That Kevin Garnett was like said that your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. Now imagine you walk somewhere and somebody tell you that about your old lady, and you know it's true. That he done fooled with her like that in that capacity. But I'm talking about, but you treating her like way up here, but it's not just him, it's 25 other dudes who can say the same thing. I'm talking about people in their industry. I'm not talking about niggas on the internet. We don't care about niggas on the internet. I'm talking about people in their industry that look at him like that. Because clearly it's something about her that they know that we don't. And that's it. Because they look at Meg Thee Stallion like that, them people in there. Nobody don't want her. You see who she had to be with? A rapper nigga nobody knows. Come on, man. Nicki Minaj had to marry a pedophile. She had to marry a pedophile. I don't think that's what she was aiming for. You say like last night's class, yeah, you got to have value for yourself. I don't think that's what she was looking for. Now, I don't know what these people doing because I don't know these people. You know what I'm talking about? But clearly the people in their circles know something that we don't know. Because stuff get round. Because these people mess with the same people. Like when you look at athletes and they be like, why they keep fooling with the same women? You know what I'm saying? This woman go from this man to this man because these women in their circles. And most of these dudes would just rather fool with a woman who's accustomed to being in these freaky deaky circles that whatever these niggas got going on. So they got more going on than I would like to know. Look at all these people who you think a lot of people ain't know what Sean Combs was doing. They all at his parties. If you got Cat Williams before all this stuff come out talking about you got to tell Diddy no. And you got people quoting Denzel Washington before this stuff came out that he telling people you got to leave before midnight. These people knew what was going on. So they knew who was there. They knew who was participating. It's just like in your neighborhood. You know who the freaks and the crackheads and the community penis niggas is. Guess what? Any reputable lady, and you walking with a dude who's community wee, what you gonna tell him? Girl, you messing with him? You don't know about him? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing. It's not no different. And guess what? And if she stay fooling with this nigga who passed his body around like candy out of Pez dispenser, with everybody in the neighborhood like this here, she's stupid. It's the same thing, because you know, now outsider coming in the community be like, why y'all talking about that man? He looks like a nice man. Because you don't know him. This nigga ain't worked in 10 years. You know where he at? He always at Do Dirty House. You know what he do at Do Dirty House? Play Madden. Getting blazed. I gotta go out here pretend like I'm looking for a job every day. Yeah, but when you're not in them circles of people, you're not gonna know that. And that's what you have to remember. You cannot judge these people off their public persona. Because that's just what that is. A persona. But the people who around them on a day-to-day basis, oh, they know them. You know what I'm saying? They know what they into. I hope Puffy go to trial. Because I want to know every one of them old wet booty niggas that were letting this man rub oil on their body so they could be exposed. Yeah, that boy, like, he ain't getting no bail. No, that boy he had the federal detention center in Brooklyn. So when you go fed, they don't send you to Rikers. You know what I'm saying? Jacksonville is probably one of the few cities that don't have a federal holding facility, so you got to be in the county. But usually most cities, well, bigger cities anyway, they got a specific federal detention. They send you over there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, oh yeah, we need to know. You know what I'm saying? So we can stop supporting anything you niggas got going on. Don't buy your movies, don't buy your products, don't buy your music. You let a nigga rub you down. You already got somebody thinking Ja Rule ain't never did not coming out that room with that man talking about you don't want to go in there. It ain't like nobody listen to Ja Rule anyway, but that's not the point. Nah, he never did.
That's crazy.
No, absolutely not. No. I ain't say he ain't had no hits. Yeah, he was. You know he was. Nah. Never. Nah. Oh, was he on the mixtape? Yeah. And he got skipped. Man, look here, man. I'm going to move on after this here, bro. I can remember being at Langston House in 1999. We listening to Vinny Vici. I said, man, cut this trash off, man. The only song that would work listening to was the song he had with Bleak. Did I say it a lot now, ain't it? And Bleak ain't that trash. But he ain't good enough to let me listen to this tape all the way through to get to his song. You called Vinny Vici, he wasn't singing. He wasn't singing on his first album. That was Holla Holla. That jump was trash. Ain't like that jump, man. That nigga went to singing. I said, I'm going to pass. That whole summer, that's all you heard. What would I be with? I don't want to hear this. I love that song. I want a man to love me like that. I'm talking about every song he had, they were playing it now. Johnny looked like he was riding around in the car. When I cried, you cried, we cried together. Lil Mo, because she was singing. Yeah, I mean, but it's a song you know. You enjoy the original record. Same way you probably enjoyed the Stevie Wonder sample on I Do. But guess what? I ain't listening to none of that. When I say listen to it, mean I went and bought it. You know, if it's on the radio and you listening to the radio, you got to suffer. And that nigga song was getting played on the radio. Then 50 Cent came, he disappeared. You know what I'm talking about? When that nigga had that video, the song he had that video where at the theme park, at the amusement park, I said, man, this is sickening to my soul. Oh, my God. I think so. And it was hot. It should have been a grease fire. Come on, sir.
Boy, nah, think about it. I don't know no tracks on there he by himself.
Oh, he had several. No, I mean, as far as single, it was only one thing. It was on the mixtape he had. He was rapping over R. Kelly's Suicide. How about it? And it might have been the Suicide because that was one of R. Kelly's better records, to be honest with you. That was on his double CD. You remember when R. Kelly had a double CD? Yeah. You don't know about R. Kelly when he had a double CD? No. No. The first one. It's R. It's just called R. Look at Nisha. I know that was my record. I think that's the album. I can't because it came out in 1998. Yeah, that came out in 1998. I think that had a woman's fed up was on that record, if I'm not mistaken. No, I don't know that record because he had a song with Jay-Z, Noriega, Cameron, and boy was sliding on that hell too. He tried to rap, he should have done it. No, I said Jay-Z, Cameron, and Noriega. Yeah, he was not. Not with his rapping. His rapping was trash. But the single off of it, he had a song with Keith Murray. No, gonna have a party, y'all. Yeah, well. I forgot y'all niggas young. Go ahead. I don't know about that. Yeah. Come on back to Isaiah 43. Give me about verse 5. Yeah, that came out when I was in high school. My mama bought that double CD. No, it was a time period. My only thing, my mama wasn't even playing these records. I'm like, why is she buying them? She bought Harlem World. I'm like, you don't listen to Mace. She bought that. She bought Puffy's Puffy and the Family with Victory on it. She bought that too. God damn, nigga. Wasn't that much? 10 to 12. 10 to 12. 15 max. Yeah, she bought the Tupac double album after he died. I'm like, oh, shoot. She never played it in the house. I'm like, shoot. I guess they for me, because they damn sure always will with me. She might have been pulling the doors, buying it just in case. Roll your eyes again. Roll them again. Just in case, you never know what might happen. You say, Doris, why you got a parachute? Never know when you might jump out of car. You never know. You might go skydiving. You already got one. Come on, man.
Say, fear not, for I am with you. I will bring your seed from the east and gather you from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth. Everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my esteem. Mm-hmm. I have formed him, yea, I have made him. Bring forth the blind people that have eyes, and the deaf that have ears.
Deaf that have ears.
And all the nations are gathered together, let the people be assembled. Who among them can declare this and show us former things? Bring forth their witnesses, that they may be justified.
But you are who?
Or let them hear and say truth. You, my witnesses.
You are my witnesses.
My servant whom I have chosen, that you may know and believe me.
Now this is about the apostles being witnesses. Get Genesis 15:17 that Sean mentioned. He said, it came to mind after reading today. He wants to know, does this point to the Exodus and the wilderness or something else? And then we're going to get to what I want to get to. And it came to my mind. Come on with it.
Saying it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. So
that part right there, that's dealing with his crucifixion. Read that part again.
Saying it came to pass that when the sun went down.
When the sun what?
Went down.
And what else?
It was dark, and behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces.
That passed between those pieces, a light coming out of darkness. We didn't read Genesis 1:1. Come on. Keep going where you at, though.
In the same day, Yahuwah made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto your seed have I given that land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river. The river
so when you see that they go in the darkness, him going in the grave, that's showing in the aspect of the fulfilling of the promise. Because he promised them that land. Now, of course, this is showing you that he promised you a kingdom. Genesis 1:1, because we were talking about light coming out of darkness. Then I want you to read the Isaiah 43:5 one more time, where you say, I'm your redeemer, or whatever verse that was. And we're going to go into this like this here, because we ain't been around this corner in a long time, and we're going to have to bend it.
So in the beginning, Elohim created Shamahim in the earth. and the earth was without form and void, and darkness upon the face of the deep.
Mm.
The Ruach of Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. And Elohim said, let there be light.
So life is coming from, let me tell you something, right? When that baby in that womb, there's darkness in there. When you hit that grave, there's darkness in there. That's why I ain't never been one to see people want to play in a casket. Nigga, that's no light, airtight. I don't want to get in no casket. Meaning, I don't want to get in there. I know I'm in it. When they put me in it, I ain't gonna know I'm in it. But it's darkness. But of course, when you resurrect, light. When you born, light. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they say how babies' eyes adjust to the light coming out of the womb. I can't recall. Any of y'all recall any of that information? Y'all done had some babies. You know, Doris, you look like you read. You don't read about that. I dance. I don't birth no babies. She got a book just in case. Never know when somebody gonna need to birth a baby. Let's come over here. Read that Isaiah 43. What verse it is where you say I'm your redeemer? What it was, 7? Boy, you look like a whole different baby, boy. Your real face coming in. You got hair now. That's what it is. You got a landing strip. Isaiah 43 and 14.
Say, thus saith Yahuwah, your Redeemer, the Kadosh one of Yasharov. For your sake I have sent to Babylon, and have brought down all their nobles, and the Chaldeans whose cries...
So notice he said that he's your Redeemer or your Gaal, your kinsman Redeemer. We mentioned Hosea 13 and 14 about your kinsman Redeemer. Let's come over here to the book of Ruth. 1 and 1. Are y'all familiar with the kinsman Redeemer here in the book of Ruth? Who's not familiar with the kinsman Redeemer here in the book of Ruth? We read about a kinsman Redeemer a couple weeks ago as it pertains to Jeremiah with his uncle. But let's read about this kinsman Redeemer. Because I want to go in this direction just because we read that and it came to my mind. Because Yahuwah literally said that I am your kinsman Redeemer. So that means who is Yahuwah kin to? In this book, who is Yahuwah kin to? Adam. And this is why Yahushua got to be the what? Second Adam. So if he's Yahushua, the second Adam, that shows you how he's kin to this. And that's a whole nother thing that we were dealing with, saying, hey, man, Yahushua, Yahuwah is the same individual because his father's not kin to Adam. His father's not kin to Adam. See, some people get that cross, you know, the other stuff they be arguing on here. I don't know nothing about that. I don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so that was a classic album. He said that nigga made me wonder what that honey love was. But he was young free. That boy was. Well, he from Chicago, so there's that. You know what I'm talking about? I remember that video came out. This bald head nigga, these 3-4 niggas sitting here talking about they want some honey love. Them niggas. Now that I look at it, them niggas was gay. That video was gay. You know what I'm talking about? You don't think about it when you're 11, 12 years old. They played that video a lot. A lot. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we was watching music television too much. Maybe it was a combination of both. Yeah, but this wasn't on the box though. BET played that a lot. Now you know we used to cut the box on just to you hoping somebody order a video. You know, a couple niggas got whoopings for calling that 900 number or in that video. You say, what Chicago got to do with it? Because that's where R. Kelly from. That's where you from. That's why I say that's why he probably want to know he from Chicago, R. Kelly from Chicago. Like, hey, I can relate. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even shot right then. It was just the Windy City. That's a shame, man. Now it's just known for killing. Don't even talk about the wind no more. Don't even talk about the wind no more. It's known for killing. I've been trying to get through this documentary, boy. They were like, man, Dirk just around here killing everybody. That nigga deserved to be in prison for being stupid. Shoot, I didn't even know if they did that, though. Shoot. That nigga's dumb. I got too much money for that. Nigga call me what they want to call me. I'm gonna be like T. Keith, boy, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm not trying to be affiliated with nothing y'all got going on. Look at that boy. That boy alive and free. Rest of them niggas, what they is? Dead and in jail. You say what you want to say. He ain't made no music, but he free though. I wouldn't know if he made music or not. I ain't never know who that nigga was. I don't know none of them. That's Sosa. Look at you. You was in the hard living to it, huh? That's Sosa. That's Sosa. That nigga ugly as hell. That nigga look like his music trash. Yeah. That nigga look like a bird just defecated him, boy. That's a funny looking guy. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't know nothing about it. I'm just cracking jokes, but I don't know nothing about that. You love Sosa, huh? But you know the song, so that means you were listening to it. You were singing along, huh? I love Sosa.
You wasn't outside, man.
Yeah, I was.
I was a free man.
I was.
You was outside.
There ain't nothing to be outside about. I think I was in the hood every day. I ain't hear nobody say throw on that Sosa. and a couple of them boys is from Chicago. I ain't never hear them boys say throw him on. That don't mean they didn't. I just ain't never hear it. But they could have. You know what I'm saying? Oh, for sure, Sean. That's understandable. Yeah, that smoking furnace and that burning lamp. You know, the smoking furnaces are that furnace of affliction, and that lamp, and he that light. You know what I'm talking about? To give light in that darkness. Come on, Ruth 1:1.
Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem Yehuda went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons.
And the name of the man
was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons, Malone and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem Yehuda, and they came into the country of Moab and continued there.
So that lets you know that name Ruth's husband and all them, they were from the tribe of Ephraim. Go ahead.
And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of one.
Now, of course, I'm not going into this, but of course, you know, a lot of Brews argue day and night about if Ruth was an Israelite or not. We're not here to have that conversation. But clearly it says a woman of Moab. You can take and do with that what you will. Go ahead.
The name of the one, Orpah, and the name of the other, Ruth. And they dwelled there about 10 years. Malone and Chilion died also, both of them, and the woman was left with her 2 sons and her husband.
Then
she arose with her daughters-in-law that she might return from the country of Moab. She had heard in the country of Moab how that Yahuwah had visited his people and giving them bread.
I mean, that was a 10-year famine, boy. Minimum. Go ahead.
Wherefore she went forth out of the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law with her. And they went on the way to return unto the land of Yahuwah. Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, go return each to her mother's house. Yahuwah deal kindly with you as you have dealt with the dead and with me. Yahuwah grant you that you may find rest, each of you in the house of her husband. And then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voice and wept.
Go ahead.
And they said unto her, surely we will return with you unto your people. And Naomi said, turn again, my daughters. Why will you go with me? There be yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands. Turn again, my daughters, go your way, for I am too old to have a husband. If I should say, I have hope, I should have a husband also tonight. And it should also bear sons.
Now pause. What should come to your mind from the epistle letters when she said, I'm too old to have a husband? Don't overthink it, but this pertains to something in the epistle letters. In what regard? Yeah, but that ain't what I'm looking for.
I thought you had to be a certain age to be considered.
It is.
And if
you do.
And if you that age, you got to be taken care of by
Yep. That ain't what I'm looking for though. Mama Steph say, Baron, I ain't looking for that one either. But come over here, 1 Timothy, what it is, 5. Tell me what verse 7 say.
And these things give in charge that they may be blameless. But if any provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he had denied the faith.
Give me 13.
And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to
Okay,
house.
so yeah, let's go back to 8 and go from there. We good.
But if any provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Let not a widow be taken into the number of the 64 years old, having been the wife of one man. Well reported of for good works. If she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet.
That's fine, but that's not the part we were angling for. Go ahead.
If she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work.
The reason why I say that because the two women, they young enough to remarry, obviously.
But the younger widows refuse.
The younger widows what?
Refuse.
Why?
When they have begun to wax wanton against Mashiach, they will marry.
They will what?
They will marry.
What else?
Having damnation because they have cast off their first faith.
What else?
Withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house. Not only idle, but tattlers, and also busybodies, speaking things which they ought not. I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasions to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Hashatan.
That's good. That's what I was angling towards when she said, hey, I'm too old to have a husband. But she's clearly telling them to go back so they can get one. Because what did Paul let you know? A younger widow will what? Marry. Now, as Mama Steph just mentioned, and y'all mentioned the older widow she's bearing, because she did let you know if I could have gave you sons, I would. But baby, I'm old. It's over for that. See, that's what made me wonder what it was. I always thought the video was suspect, even as a youngster. That's what it was. That Honey Love video was wild. That was what? 1 Timothy 5? We stopped at what? 14? No. That just came to my mind when we looked at that. When she said verse 12, 1 and 12, she said, I'm too old to have a husband. If I should say I have hope, I should have a husband also tonight and should bear sons. And it's just showing you the difference of an older widow, that the thought process of her marrying again is not necessarily there, but a younger widow is going to 9 times out of 10 marry. There's very few younger widows who are going to do what Anna the prophetess did and go in the temple and serve that night. Go ahead.
So would you tarry for them till they were grown? Would you stay for them from having husbands? They, my daughters, for it grieved me much for your sakes that the hand of Yahuwah has gone out against them.
And they lifted up their voice.
And wept again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her.
See, Orpah said, I'm gone. Ruth said, I'm staying. Go ahead.
And she said, behold, your sister-in-law is going back unto her people and unto her gods.
Now, how this going to be an Israelite woman if they going back to her people and her gods? This is what we're talking about when you look at things from the cultural aspect of knowing what's going on. Moab had their own gods. Who was the god of Moab? Shemash. And a little Molekian. Go ahead, bro.
Return you after your sister-in-law. Ruth said, entreat me not to leave you or to return from following after you. For where you go, I will go. And where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people, my people. And your Elohim, my Elohim. That
means if your Elohim is my Elohim, that means your Elohim wasn't my Elohim when I was born. It's very simple. Go ahead.
Where you die, will I die. And there will I be buried. Yahuwah do so.
He said, where you die, I die, and that's where I'll be buried. Now come over here to John 12 and give me verse 23. See if this sounds familiar to you.
Yahushua answered them, saying, the hour is coming that the Son of Man should be esteemed. Truly, truly, I say unto you, except the corn of wheat falls to the ground and die, and abide alone. But if it die, it bring forth much fruit. He that loveth his life shall lose it. He that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. If any man serve me, let him follow me. Where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me,
where I am, there will my what?
My servant be.
Where I am, there will my what?
Servant be.
Where I am, there will my what?
Servant be.
Okay.
If any man serve him, will my Abba honor.
And then didn't Ruth serve Naomi? And she just say, wherever Naomi go, I'm gonna be. She just told her, when you die, will I die, and there will I be buried. Romans 6:1.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
So we continue in what?
In sin that grace may abound?
God said no.
How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
What up?
Know you not that so many of us as were baptized in Yahushua Mashiach were baptized into his death? Therefore we are buried with him by baptism into
Ain't
death.
that's what Ruth just said to her? Where you die, I'll die. Where you're buried, I'll be buried. And more so also, but death part you and me. And guess what? Even in death, you can't be parted from the Son of God. Let's look and see. John 12. You already know. I said 12, it's 11, ain't it? 11 and 24. I'm sorry. Well, you over here spitting? Oh, don't try to pull that move on me, boy. John 11, 24.
Yahushua said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believe in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Whosoever live and believe in me shall never die.
Never taste death. My God, today. I heard some people say that the gods in that verse was the judges because of Psalms 82 and 6. They said that because Ruth took place. Oh, I got you on that. Give them Psalms 82 and 3. That's a lot. Yeah, I ain't never heard that perspective before. But let's look at Psalms 82 and 3.
Defend the poor and the fatherless, do justice.
Well, make it verse 1. Ain't that many verses. He said he heard some people say that the gods in that verse was the judges because of Psalms 82 and 6. They said that because Ruth took place during or around the same time as the judges. And I mean, gods do mean judges, depending on the context. But let's look at Psalms 82 and 1. Let's do that.
Elohim stand in the congregation of the mighty.
Pause. He stand where?
In the congregation of the mighty.
Tell him what the mighty is, man. You know, we got my dog mad the other day because he was talking about, see, it say husband. But, what is it? What verse? In a verse of Deuteronomy, when they say if a woman be betrothed unto a husband, it's the Hebrew word ish, which simply mean man. And a lot of people don't realize that is that when you see husband, you don't necessarily see the word Baal, because a lot of times the word Baal is used when you see husband. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times you'll see ish and it just mean man. Same way you'll see, now when you'll see isha, it'll have wife in there with woman. But sometimes you can see the word wife and it'll just simply mean woman. You know what I'm talking about? But a lot of people don't be knowing that. You know what I'm saying? You see certain stuff because the Hebrew language is different than the English language. It's actually simpler. You know what I'm talking about? But you can also have one word and you think it don't mean the same thing in the Hebrew language that it mean in English. Because like I said, you can see husband and it doesn't denote somebody who's married. It simply just mean man. The same way that you can see Ish for man and then see Adam for man. Or Gabor for a mighty man. I don't know if that's what you do. Go ahead.
This is El. That's God. God like one, a mighty one. Mighty men of strength.
Now, notice right there, it's got all there, L there. So he say when he say that Elohim stand in the congregation of the who? The mighty. The mighty. I ain't got no money. Now think about that for a moment and what that means. Let me grab that for y'all. Now, what y'all think that could mean? When you look at, you got El, Aleph, and Lamad. What would you give that? And again, this is God, God-like one, mighty men, men of rank, mighty heroes, angels, God, false God, God, the true God, Yahuwah, mighty things in nature, strength and power. Now, he said he stands in the congregation of the God. But he ain't talking about God. Some people see that. See, that's the pantheon of gods. But he talking about men. You know how we know this? Because Adam was as God. And then he said when he changed Jacob's name is, he said, read Genesis 32 and 28. Just for the definition. Go ahead. From the text anyway. Not his name. Go ahead. Hold on. Now let me ask y'all this here. How did Jacob get his name changed? He prevailed against the Malachim. I just want you to keep that in mind. Go ahead.
And he said, your name shall be called no more Jacob, but Yasharal, for as a prince have you power with Elohim and with men and have prevailed.
Remember, his name means one who ruled as God. Now, as it pertains to him wrestling with this angel, you can read Hosea 12:4. How did that play out? How long did he hold on to this man? To the wind? To the breaking of the day? To the shakar, if you will. That's what it say. Go ahead.
So yea, he had power over the Malachim and prevailed. He wept and made supplication unto him.
Now, how can what he had power over a mighty one? Now, when you look at this instance from the testimony standpoint, this is Mashiach wrestling with Satan and prevailing, and this is how he has power with God and man to rule as a prince because he has prevailed. So where we was at before that? Oh, Psalm 82:1. So hold on. So when you look at him that he stand a judge in the congregation of the mighty, read it again.
Say Elohim stand in the congregation of the mighty, he judged among the gods.
He judged among the who?
The gods.
I mean, he judging among the sons of God. You know why? Because he's your kinsman redeemer on general principle. Luke 3 and the second to last verse.
Verse 37.
Luke 3 and 37.
Say, which was of Methuselah, which is of Enoch, which is of Jared, which is of Malaziel, which is of Canaan, which is of Enos, which is of Seth, which is of Adam, which is of Elohim.
Adam is of Elohim. So if Adam is of Elohim, what would that make him? He said he made him in his what? Likeness and image. So if he's made in his likeness and image, what does that make Adam literally? Literally a God, but not God like we think of God. He's a ruler. He's a mighty one. He has dominion. He has power. He has authority. Read Exodus. That boy can't reach that. He already told me that one before. Exodus what? 22 and 16. You following him.
No, I look like I could.
I'm good. You good?
Come on, Exodus 22 and 16. Oh, it ain't bother me.
And if a man entice a maid that is
That
not
ain't it. 22 and 28. That ain't it.
you should not revile the gods.
My apologies. Exodus 22 and 28. You should not revile the who?
The gods, nor curse the ruler of your people.
Now you think he talking about gods as forth as what God, people bow down and worship? It's Elohim right there. It's Elohim that's used right there. Give him a definition of the word of Elohim. Hey, look, what? Hey, you just woke up?
This is rulers, judges, divine ones, Malachim, gods. God
Rulers, judges. Didn't he tell the apostles that they would sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Yasharal? Didn't he say that he would open up the books and minister unto thousands and thousands and judge? Then what he talking about? God himself would judge among the sons of God. Men. Psalms 82 and 1 more time.
Elohim stand in the congregation of the mighty, he judge among the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Say lie. Defend the poor and fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy, rid out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Listen.
I have said, you gods.
He said, you are what?
Gods.
And all of you.
Children of the Most High.
You are all sons of the Most High. This is what I want you to do. Give me gods, give me Most High.
That's Elohim again.
So you know that's Elohim. Definition again for information's sake.
Rulers, judges, divine ones, Malachim are gods. God-like ones. True Elohim.
A God-like. Now, how does God mean God-like one? And then you get mad when Isaiah 14 say, I'll be like the Most High.
The Most High is Elyon, high, upper. The Most High, the highest.
Now, also, he skipped over this here, right? Or a Davidic king exalted above monarchs. So if somebody would say that Mashiach would be the Most High or be El Elyon, that wouldn't be incorrect if he King of Kings and Lord of Lords, because he would be above all kings on the earth. So that would be a factual statement. But since these individuals don't know the definition of that word, that would be difficult. Then the next one, like you mentioned, the highest, the Most High, also rulers or monarchs or angel / princes. So see, the name, or the term El Elyon in and of itself is not relegated to just Yahuwah himself or his father, I should say. This can literally mean this here, but in this one here, it's meaning the true God. He said, now read it again, verse 6.
I've said, you gods, and all of you children of the Most High.
So he said, you are gods, and all of you are the sons, because it's been there. It's born there. That's son. All of you are the sons of El Elyon. Go ahead.
But you shall die like men.
But you'll do what?
Die like men.
But you'll do what?
Die like men.
And
fall like one of the princes.
Now, what prince fell? Adam did. For them to die like men, the first prince that fell was Adam. Because he said, how you a son of God, but you died? That don't even make sense. So that's letting you know from what we read in Luke 3, that Adam was the son of God, and he died. Go ahead.
Arise, O Elohim, judge the earth, for
So,
you shall inherit all nations.
When you look at this here, this son dealing totally different, because you know Yahushua quoted this passage. Let's read it. John 10 and 30. See, I remember this passage when I was young. This is what the 5%ers used to justify calling themselves God. They would always come to Psalm 80, see, you are God, see God? And I'm like, yeah, this is not working for me. John 10 and 30.
I and Abba are one. Then the Yahudim took up stones again to stone him. Yahushua answered them, many good works have I showed you from my Abba. For which of these works do you stone me? The Yahudim answered him, saying, for a good work we stone you not.
But for, because you,
being a man,
make of yourself,
Elohim.
What they say?
Yahushua answered, is it not written in your law? I said you are gods. Mm-hmm. If he called them gods.
If he called them, is it not written in your law, you are what?
Gods.
It's not written where? Written where? He said if he called them
gods, unto whom the word of Elohim came.
He said if he called you a son of God, the book can't be broken. That's what he said. Go ahead.
Say you of him whom the Abba have sanctified and sent into the world, you blaspheme, because I said I am the son
So this
of
man
God.
had told you if the word of God said you gods and sons of God, you saying I'm blaspheming because I said it? That means you don't even understand what you reading. My God, today. Go ahead.
If I do not the works of my Abba, believe me not. But if I do, though you believe not me, believe the works.
He said, man, if you don't believe what I say, look at the fact that my works fulfilling the book. Going back to that testimony that we started with, that we ventured away from. Let's come back over here to Ruth. 1 and 14, one more time. So when you see that as ye are gods, he literally telling you that you the sons of God, but you'll die like a man. If you're born again in the word, he said, and he gave them power that they should become the what? Sons of God, who are not born, not by blood, nor by the will of man, nor by flesh, but of Elohim. You could die right now. You still a son of God. You just did what the man said in Psalms 82. You die like men and you'll fall like princes. But he's still going to judge in the congregation of the gods, and you'll be granted a reward, which is everlasting life. And see how, and you know how that go any further? And that's just in case anybody who want to be a nigga and see, that's why the women, like they said, the man told you that the woman came out of the man. He said, man should cleave unto his wife. They should be one flesh. These are the generations of Adam. And the day that he made he them, male and female made he them, and called their name Adam. So that's why he said there's neither bond nor free, Yahudim nor Greek, nor male or female, because the woman is one with the man, and therefore she's a co-inheritor with him. Because did not Eve inherit with Adam? There it is. And that's why he said don't deal ugly with your wife, lest your prayers be hindered, because she's a co-inheritor with you. Yeah, they don't want to hear that. These niggas don't want to hear that. Because they're evil as hell. Their breath stink, and they got streaks in their drawers. Go ahead.
Said they lifted up their voice and wept again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her. She said, behold, your sister-in-law is gone back into her people and unto her gods, and return you after your sister-in-law. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave you, or to return from following after you. For where you go, I will go.
That's
Where
right.
you lodge, I will lodge. Your people, my people. Your God, my God.
That's right.
Where you die, will I die, and there will I be buried. Yahuwah do so to me, and more also. But death part you from me, or death part you and me. When she saw that she was steadfastly minded to go with her, then she left speaking unto her.
So they two went.
Until they came to Bethlehem.
Came to pass.
When they were come to Bethlehem, then all the city was moved about them. And they said, is this Naomi?
And she said unto them,
call me not Naomi, call me Marah, for the Almighty have dealt very bitterly.
Now you know that's akin to the place where with the water, a Meribah. You know, that's bitterness. Go ahead.
I went out.
I want you to remember that. She said, now tell them what Naomi means. Always remember names meant something. People gave people names based on what stuff meant, and it's usually based off of action or an experience.
Yes, Naomi, that is my delight.
She said she went from that which was delightful to that which was bitter. Now, why was she bitter? Because her husband and her sons died. Keep that in the back of your mind. Go ahead.
Say, I went out full, and Yahuwah had brought me home again empty.
I went out what? So no, look at what the necessity was. She left delightful because she came out full. She had a husband, she had a son, but she coming back and she coming back empty. Now she bitter. And not bitter as forth as how we look at bitter, but bitterness is forth as sadness is concerned. Given bitterly by definition in the Hebrew, because it could be different than English. And y'all sit down and stop playing.
That's Marah, to be bitter, to show bitterness, to make bitter, to be bitter.
Sad, I'm upset, I'm angry. Things ain't going my way. Listen, continue.
They say, I went out full and Yahuwah brought me home again empty. Why call you Naomi, saying Yahuwah had testified against me, and the Almighty have afflicted me?
Listen, she said, why do you call me delightful when God is against me and I've been afflicted? What does it sound like to y'all? Oh, you got to be more specific than that. I'm not even too. Notice she said, why Yahuwah have done what against me?
Testified against me.
And have dealt and afflicted me. This won't be the instance when he cried out. He's saying, Yahuwah testified against me, and now I'm being afflicted. It's the whole play of what happened to him. Remember, he said, you could have no power against me except it were what? He said, he said, give me John 8. He got to use the bathroom. Look at him. That boy got a PP. That boy thought he had a tinkle. Come over here to John 18:36. Yahushua answered, my Malkuf is not of this world. If my Malkuf were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Yahudim. But now is my Malkuf not from hence. Pilate therefore said unto him, are you a Malik then? Yahushua answered, you say that I'm a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth, hear my voice. Now I read that because he said, for this cause. Now remember, she's saying that, why would you call me delightful, seeing that he have testified against me? Now remember, what did Yahushua tell his apostles? I'm finna get ready to what? Suffer tonight. And he said he was sorrowful unto death. You know that. You think at that time he wanted to be called delightful? Seeing as that the word is testified against him that he must suffer. Do you remember how he wept? Do you remember how he prayed for the cup to pass? He's testifying against him. He's about to be afflicted. Ain't nothing for him to be delightful about. These people are now begin to do what? Slap him in his face. Pluck his, these people blindfolded this man and slapped him and say, prophesy and tell me who hit you. These people pulled the hair. Look here, right? Y'all ever, you done plucked hair off your body before, ain't it? I don't think it's a delightful process. Maybe if it's just one hair at a time. You know what I'm saying? But I know how many of y'all done had a wax before, because that don't look too delightful at all. Some of y'all look like you used to use Nair. That looked like it really hurt. You know, hurt? Just snatch the whole thing off.
Not Nair, Nair is good.
They still sell that? That done there look like it clogged niggas' pores, man. That doesn't look like it's gonna get you cancer. I'm for real though. Yes, sir, Marvin. That junk, I'm not even being funny. That junk look like that junk. That ain't healthy. You know what I'm saying? Perms ain't healthy, so that's proving point. It's science. Science killing niggas every day, B. Boy, they just showed that Wegovy commercial, man. That don't say, yeah, don't take it if your butt go to burning and all that type of stuff. I'm just go to the gym. That don't say your spleen might get messed up. You might have kidney problems and be on dialysis. But that nigga say your butt go to burning, nigga. I don't want that. Discolored stool. I wish I was making that up. They had 3 different segments in the commercial with side effects. You know, they usually have one right at the end. They had 3.
I bet you it was in a picnic.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Good old time. White dude pop up who working on the car. I don't want to hear that. Damn, it look like Jameis Winston got benched already. No, I just got a notification that said the Dorian dude came. If it wasn't for the NFL Plus notification, I forgot they was even playing. But I believe it is a doubleheader this evening. Hey, that's what you want to think about, buddy. It's 2 games on. I ain't never seen a double head penis. You seeing that, you in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong creature. You better run, nigga. But yeah, man, doggone all that stuff, man, you know, it wasn't, matter of fact, it goes to what we read last night. Pain may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. What manner of communications are these that you are sad? Now, of course, Naomi's joy is coming later, but she said, don't call me Naomi, call me what? Ruth 2:1. Or verse 22 of chapter 1.
So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, with her, which returned out of the country of Moab. And they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of barley harvest.
They came to Bethlehem when?
In the beginning of barley harvest.
When's the barley harvest? Go ahead and tell them barley harvest. You like barley, don't you? You like barley and oats? Or you like Hall and Oats?
Barley is so raw, that's barley. Barley of the plant or the meal or grain.
When the barley harvest is? They got around there around the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? We got around there around Abib. Probably the first or second week of the month of Abib. Because contrary to popular belief, Israelites didn't do the that's right, summertime. Israelites didn't do the Happy New Year. That's not what they did. You know what I'm saying? This is not what they did. I know why, because I mentioned that because the dude I know was like, oh, they turning Hanukkah into Christmas with the gift giving. I'm like, you niggas mad because niggas giving gifts on Hanukkah, man? It's not the same as Christmas. On Christmas, you get a gift one day. On Hanukkah, they giving gifts every day. You're talking about they making it into Christmas because they giving gifts? What's wrong with you niggas? I ain't gonna lie to you. It's some miserable people in this word, man. I'm talking about they got to be miserable. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that they pay attention to and want to comment on and go on rants about is absolutely and utterly ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? They got to be miserable. Because I promise to you, if I would have seen some Israelites posting that they was giving each other gifts during Hanukkah, bro, it wouldn't nothing came cross my mind other than they giving each other gifts, man. That just go to show you niggas don't even want to give a nigga something. You know what I'm saying? Or we making being like the world. Gift giving don't come from them, nigga. What's wrong with y'all? And we don't even observe feast of dedication. But I don't care nothing about that. They just show you don't even want to give your homeboy nothing. Because we can definitely read where they gave gifts during tabernacles. You know what I'm talking about? These dudes don't even know them gifts really. The gift giving ain't really, and the portions being sent out really ain't supposed to be for your friends and family. It's supposed to be for those who are without. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it's really supposed to be for if you're going to do it. And when we're talking about without, of course, we don't live in land amongst each other, but you would make sure people who had less than, man, hit them boys off with something. Just go to show these niggas crab, man, those digging the booty niggas, man, nigga don't want to shoot a nigga, nothing. And you mad because the brother bought him a shirt? That bother you? It's like Christmas. Did he put it in Christmas wrapping? Was it a tree in there? You mad because that man thought enough about his brother to say, I want to buy my man something, bro. It's holiday. You know what I'm saying? We living it up, having a good time. I want to buy brother such and such this t-shirt. I heard him say he liked it. That's my brother, so I got it. I heard that boy say he needed some new tools, man. I seen some sockets set. I'm going to grab that for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with you dudes, man? I think these niggas mad because their mama ain't buying nothing for Christmas. They mad somebody getting something as an adult. Nobody want to buy you nothing. You ain't got no friends. Go ahead, man. You know what the book say? You got to show yourself. If you're going to have friends, what you got to do, sis? You can't tell. You can't look to have no friends and you not friendly. Come on, man. Ruth 2-1.
Naomi had a kinsman of her husband's, a mighty man of wealth.
Mighty man of wealth, baby.
And his name Boaz. And Ruth the Moabitess.
Tell them what Boaz means. You know, that made me think about them white folks and all them other preachers like to run that in the ground. Make sure you don't get what you know what I'm saying, dude, broke ass and all this or other stuff. If you run that junk in the ground, ain't no Boaz coming for you, baby. You know why? Because you ain't no Ruth. That's why ain't no Boaz coming to look for you. You gonna get nigga ass. You get that nigga just as he is. You know what I'm talking about? Be happy with him. No, I'm just being funny.
Boaz, that means sweetness.
Somebody who's swift. You little swift? You swiftly looking in my camera, looking at yourself. Don't sit down somewhere. And come on, sir.
And Ruth the Moabitess said unto Naomi, let me now go to the field and glean ears of corn after in whose sight I shall find grace. And she said unto her, go, my daughter. And she went and came and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And her hap was too light to depart of the field belonging unto Boaz, who was of the kindred of Elimelech.
So he was kindred to who?
Elimelech.
Who was Elimelech? Make sure you remember. That's Naomi's husband. This is how he got the right as a kinsman redeemer. To be able to buy back this woman. Just come on now. Roll with it.
And behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said unto the reapers, Yahuwah with you, and they answered him, Yahuwah Baruch you. Then said Boaz unto a servant that was set over the reapers, whose damsel is this?
Who young? Who this is?
And the servant that was set over the reapers answered and said, the Moabitish damsel that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab. She said, I pray you, let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves. So she came and had continued even from the morning until now, that she tarried a little in the house. Then said Boaz on the roof, hear you not, my daughter? Go not to glean.
Stop. Gotta sit down. Go ahead.
Say, go not to glean in another field, neither go from hence, but abide here fast by my maidens. Let your eyes on the field that they do reap, and go you after them. Have I not charged the young men that they shall not touch you? When you are athirst, go unto the vessels, and drink of that which the young men have drawn. Then she fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground, and said unto him, why have I found grace in your eyes that you take knowledge of me, seeing I am a stranger?
Now, why is this woman an Israelite when she said that seeing I'm a stranger? Why would she say that I'm a stranger? I'm an alien. You know what Juvenile told you? You know what he told you, Simeon? You know what he told you, boo? You wasn't listening. That's the problem.
No, that wasn't gonna be my first answer.
You know what Juvenile told you?
The white girl, that's his name.
I know Lil Johnny know he patterned his whole rap style after them niggas. Nigga from Harlem, he want to sound like a nigga from New Orleans. You thought he want to sound like Big L. Nah. He said, nah, man. I want to sound like BG. You don't know what Juvenile told you? Because you won right now.
Yeah, that boy say you here.
That boy know. I do. He know. But he didn't say the whole thing though.
You
Far away from home,
You an alien.
you an alien. That's what she was. She was far away from home. She was an alien. You ever been an illegal alien? That's what they mad in America right now. They say too many illegal aliens over here. They walking in. Hmm? They the aliens, huh? You got niggas thinking it's aliens outside. Ain't no goddamn aliens up there, nigga. Nigga talking about this alien, man. Man, this dude posted a video, doggone spacewalk, man. I'm like, I can't even believe people believe that's outer space, man. That junk looked like a black cardboard cutout with a picture on the back. Talking about this here, man. Talking about he in a spaceship going 17,000 miles an hour. Dude played, I don't know how real this tape was. Dude played a tape of Buzz Aldrin's son saying, Pops, you want to call the CIA and get him whacked? Now, I don't know how real that was. Because the dude was going around interviewing the moon astronauts, and Buzz Aldrin had punched him in the face. And then he happened to accidentally leave his wireless microphone in the house. You know what I'm talking about? And he caught him and his son saying this. But man, shoot, I told you, boy, I never believed them people went to space. See, we were talking about something the other day about what's the first, like, what it was. We were talking about 9/11. See, I remember 9/11 because I was trying to buy the blueprint that day. You know what I'm saying? Everything was closed. But I happened to be able to find somebody who had it. You know what I'm talking about? Then I went my way, smoked my weed, sold my dope. You know what I'm talking about? But I remember that because I took Muffin to school that day. So I remember seeing it on the news. And then by the time dropped her off to school and got to FSCJ, they like, oh, y'all niggas got to go. Y'all got to get out of here. And that's when, it was a terrorist attack. And I'm like, I don't care nothing about that. As long as the weed hole open, baby, it's all great. You know what I'm talking about? But one of the first things I remember seeing on TV was the Challenger exploding. Because I think everybody who was born in 1980 watched that explode in school. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Doors don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Doris? Clearly, y'all don't. Because none of y'all, how many of y'all were alive in 1986? That's my point. Yeah, that's why they had all the children watching it. Mama Steph say me. Right there, you know, I was in the first grade. They know damn what it was. She was 1986, baby. Born in 1980. You know what I'm talking about? I was in Miss Abstein's class. That's the only teacher I don't remember all them teachers. I remember her. You know what I'm talking about?
White woman.
Old white woman. I know she good and gone by now. Yeah, she was old. She was old. She had hair full gray hair then. You know what I'm saying? So shoot, that's what that is, man. 14. That's 38 years ago. Yeah, she done took her rest. You know what I'm saying? Because at the bare minimum, she got to be damn near 100. No, I don't know how old she was, but she was probably in her 50s then. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but I could see her face right now. That was an old white one. You know what I'm saying?
You know, white folks look old. They don't be old. They just be white.
No, she was old. You say them people still alive, they say. Yeah, I've seen people say them people still alive. You know what I'm saying? Some people say it wasn't nobody on that craft. But of course, this happened live on TV. Like I say, man, because they had a teacher on there, they had every child in America who went to public school sitting in the classroom watching this. And then it explodes. So now when we were talking about it the other day, it clicked in my mind because I don't never think about it. Clearly, they were trying to traumatize a generation of children. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing in 9/11 for.
Yeah, but most of y'all weren't in school watching it live.
I'm telling you, we were.
Man, that's gonna happen like 8 in the morning.
I'm telling you, we were.
Like I seen it. You know what I'm saying? I seen it on my way out the door taking her to school. You know what I'm saying?
They put it on TV, like literally.
No, I don't doubt that they put it. I'm talking about when the first one like hit. I know Muffin wasn't in school yet because I took her to school. You know what I'm saying? She was in elementary school then. No, we wasn't. She was never late. Never. Nigga, I wouldn't care how long I was up selling crack all night. Boy, she was getting to school on time. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Eric said he had just moved to Tennessee and we hadn't gotten to school yet, but we saw it on the news. Mama Steph said she was dispatching air support coordinating with NORAD. Yeah, they did. I don't doubt that they did cut it on the school. I'm talking about like when the initial hit, like when I seen it walking out the door, I remember I was watching it on CBS News, whatever their morning show is.
I didn't see the initial.
I was like,
I saw the reruns.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this joint don't even look real. You know what I'm talking about? And then I just walked out the door. You know what I'm getting in the car. She got to go to school. Yeah, because Muffin was going to Atlantic Beach Elementary at that time. Then they, like Omar said, they made everybody go home. Sean said they brought it to him to the library to view it. But what I mentioned on Challenge is like they knew the time it was going to take off. So they pretty much just had every elementary school in the country watching this at the same time. And then it just, boom, exploded. And they were like, oh no, the teacher died. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, they had all us watching this at the same time. They were trying to traumatize us, man. That's right. That's sickening and strategic to instill fear. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember like this here, like, but that junk, it was a different time then. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if it would have been in these days and times, they would have played that explosion on loop after loop after loop after loop. Because back then, everybody ain't had cable, so you just was gonna have to see CB. They didn't run that story all day. Like 9/11, understandably though, like they ran that all day. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't go nowhere and not see this. You know what I'm saying? But them people definitely be trying to do something to your brain. Yeah. But I you look at it right. If Yahuwah say there's the firmament and then water's above the firmament, why is these people in space and ain't no water out there? Where the water at? How you got past the water? How you got past the firmament?
I think in Genesis when the flood came, he said the windows opened and
the windows opened and the waters came out the firmament. That's what it say. That's why a lot of people try to discredit the word, because if these things are true, then they lying. Like I've told y'all in the past, I didn't believe it because I asked my teacher, how did they go to the moon if you said there's no gravity on the moon and this flag is flapping in the wind? Because this is what you taught me. And and the funny part is they think you're trying to be a smart aleck when this is what you taught me. And you mad because I'm looking at what you're showing me and I'm asking you critical and logical questions based off the information that you gave me. You told me it wasn't no gravity there. You told me it wasn't no wind there. How is the flag in the ground? Then they say it's so much pressure in space that it would cause your insides to flip out. Now, check the play. You made up a suit for you to go to space to be able to withstand that pressure. But you ain't made none to go to the depths of the ocean floor, though. Why you can't take that same astronaut suit and go down to the ocean floor?
Without your submarine.
Without your submarine. You can get out. And even with the submarine, they can't go but so far.
They say they only go 7 miles.
Can't go but so far in the submarine, but you want me to believe you went to space. And you stuck a flag in the ground while you jumping around talking about one small leap for man. I don't want to believe that junk, nigga.
What you saying, Neil Armstrong lie?
Bold-faced lie. A lie before the throne.
Armstrong.
Yeah, he Armstrong. Strong lie. That flag like this here. Where the wind at? I remember that my teacher was mad with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, what you mad with me for?
Go to time.
I ain't coming to me like that. I'm tell my mama.
You supposed to go along with it.
No, you know what they really be hoping on, all jokes aside, though? That you don't think critically and logically enough to ask them type of questions. You just go along with it. They prayerfully hope that you don't observe. You know what I'm saying? And that way they can tell you a bold face like that right in your face. And she said, yeah, our teacher had our class watching the inaugural address and activities for Clinton's president. She said she was a homeroom cafeteria for September 11th. Maybe he was in school early. She said, I rode the bus with her freaking out on September because some of their parents were on the way back from overseas. They weren't sure what plane they was on. I ain't had to worry about that. I don't remember Sputnik. I know she was in the Army. That was Crystal right there. She was talking about she was in school. Y'all don't believe that, John, man. Them people ain't never been to space. See, they came up with that stuff because the Russians lied and said they went to space. So then the Americans had to feel like they had to do something. Then they came out there with that lie talking about they rescuing niggas from the space station. Ain't nobody up there. Let that nigga die. You shouldn't have went out there. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga bouncing around, talking about we in no gravity out here. Who told you this? Who can verify this? They tell you they got satellites in the sky, but cell towers every goddamn well. What you think doing your GPS, the triangulation from them cell towers? They tell me, yeah, satellites out there. How we know? You mean to tell me this satellite just stayed in the sky for 80 years, never failed? And how come when the spaceship come back, you niggas had to float and land in the sea? Y'all don't even remember that. Them niggas used to land in the ocean. No, they land back on they land like an airplane now. No, I'm talking about in the early spaceships, when they would quote unquote be coming back from space, the craft had like, you know what I'm saying, like a flotation device, so they would have to land in the ocean. Now they land back like an airplane on a runway. You got Elon Musk talking about space link. He got some links, all right. Linked to some cocaine. I heard a dude mad. See, a lot of people think Elon Musk got a whole lot of money. But people don't know. They say, like, when he sold his piece of PayPal, he put all his money in the Tesla and lived at another nigga house. Like, people think, oh, he got $500 billion. No, he don't. His company he could pull a lot of bread out by leveraging his company, but he ain't got that kind of, he ain't got $500 billion. He can't Scrooge McDuck it. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. He can't go swim in that money. He just got a lot of stuff that's worth a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Look here, right? You see Ron right now, they talking about Puffy damn near broke. How you a billionaire and you broke, you ain't been locked up 6 months? He spun it all on baby oil. That's money. Well, no, because when they tell you that these people got this kind of money, it's tied into the assets that they own and what they value that. That's how Kanye went from a billionaire to dropping, because he doesn't have $4 billion sitting somewhere. They take it, oh, this deal is worth this, your houses are worth that, this company is worth this, oh, he's worth $3 billion. That nigga might have $10 million sitting somewhere, and that's it. That was the Soviet satellite. Oh, yeah. It's a long time since I looked at that. The movie Hidden Figures? I don't even remember the movie Hidden Figures. Oh, you talking about them? I never watched that film, man. You can't pay me to see no movie with Taraji P. Henson. Accident. Meaning that it was on, like I didn't go seek that out. I didn't see Hustle and Flow till like years after that junk came. Man, this movie's out. I like, man, I may never see it. Man, that's when she was, before you knew who this hoe was. Now after you know who she is. Oh, that was because y'all was like this. Y'all gotta watch that. Running down this movie. And that's it. You can stop with them two. It's over. I did not. I am a man. No, I mean, I ain't going out my way to see none cheating. Definitely not no movie about some. And Queen Latifah was in that movie too, if I recall. I don't want to see nothing she in, because I know it's a lie. She been living a lie. She said the one with the flag blowing was staged. I don't want you to divulge nothing that's classified. You keep that way it's at. I was in elementary school when I made that assessment.
So the G14 classified?
Well, I mean, shoot. Mama Steph had a security classification at one time in her life.
Yeah, I know that about that.
That G14 classified, boy. Keep that on the wrap. Coming to your doorstep. Who you know and why you know it. What's the code? The code is you got to go. You got to go. You got a problem? I can give you one. Would you like a problem? Huh? Yeah, 3 times 5. What? Oh, it's not. It's 63. How you gonna tell me? I said 7 times 9. It's what?
7 times 9.
I did say 3 times 5. Let me leave her alone. She confused. She said, I ain't trying to go to Guantanamo. Said, how they got through the firmament? That's a good question. I don't know how they got through that.
The boosters on it. Booster cannons on it, man.
The boosters on. But all jokes aside, and I've been telling niggas this, so they be like, they got heart, they can control the rebels, they can have a lot of stuff. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Charlie wants you to think he's more powerful and smarter than he actually is. And because people have an extreme reverence for Mr. Charlie could have told you he time traveled like Quantum Leap, and you gonna believe him, and he ain't been around the corner. You around here thinking he got the same machine like Steve Urkel had, and you believe it. When in Steve Urkel came out, Stefan.
I mean, they were saying that about all the Marvel movies, pretty much saying that all that stuff in the Marvel movies they can do for them.
Can't do nothing. Because I'm gonna tell you something about Mr. Charlie. If he can do something, he wants you to know that he can do it. You know what I'm saying? His arrogance and his pride will not allow him to not let you know that. And when I say that, not to us per se, but to other, he can't help but flex. He wants you to know he got one up on you. That's how them Anglo-Saxons roll, man. That's how they roll. Now, some stuff they don't want you to know just because they don't want you to know their nefarious works and that they be lying. But when it comes to power and like this here, you know they ain't waste no time letting you know they had a nuclear weapon, and they ain't waste no time on using that whole needle. No. They ain't waste no time letting you know they had them stealth missiles and all. They ain't waste no time. They want you to know. Every last one of y'all done had a toy. You wanted somebody to see it. You ain't keep it to yourself. Look at it. When you got your goals, I bet you ain't keep your mouth closed. Look at Johnny. He said, myself had your lip open like bubble gum. I want you to know. You ain't buy a new car and keep it in the garage. You drove that hoe. You wanted people to know. I'm riding. You don't do it on about your 3rd or 4th. After that, you don't give it down. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to think of something else. What else something you did you wanted niggas to know? You got some new shoes, boy. You made sure niggas seen them shoes, didn't you? You look like you laid all your clothes out from school. Just sit there and look at them, boy. I'm kill them niggas in the morning.
That really sound like you, though.
Hell no, we didn't do that in my time. Well, niggas might have did. Man, shoot, nigga. By the time I got in high school, niggas so tired. Man, we got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I ain't got time for that. Shoot, nigga, I really don't want to go. But when you're a teenager, you got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You don't give a damn about laying nothing out talking about you for the killer nigga. I want to go back to bed. I'm trying to figure out a way can I buck Mom Dukes. And when she leave to go to work, I double back and come back home. Nigga, I'm tired, man. Y'all got to get up to go to high school there. I hated every minute of it.
I ain't like being in the house.
Huh?
I ain't like being in the house. Get up and get the hell out.
Man, it was just the fact of why am I 16 getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Definitely get prepared for life.
Man, that ain't that. I ain't supposed to get prepared for life like this.
No, they knew a lot of people was gonna have part-time jobs, so you get out early so you can work that part-time job.
Yeah, they had that, but they ain't why they had a nigga going that early. Now they done pushed it back. They said they'll make sure them children get proper sleep. Where the hell was y'all at when I was in school?
Yeah, in middle school, they go to school late.
9. We was there at 7. No, I think we were there by 8. No, we were there by 8. When I went to, nigga, I was in middle school in 1991. We got there by 8.
Definitely by 16. I'm definitely trying to get up out of there, boy.
Yeah, we went to school from about 8 to 3. In high school, we was there from 7 to 2.
And when you there early, I know a lot of your parents wasn't making no breakfast.
Man, nigga don't want no school breakfast, man.
Breakfast pizza is good.
Man, we ain't get no breakfast pizza. I don't remember. I don't
Definitely on my breakfast.
She said she was at the bus stop at 6:48.
Milk. Milk and powder egg.
Did you say 6:15? That's when we got there by 6:15, 6:20. Nigga, I feel like that nigga from Falling, man. I hate my life and my job. I'm finna shoot everybody. Come on, Civic, man. That junk was hell. That junk wasn't right. Come on, man. Ruth 2 and 11. Listen what he finna say.
Boaz answered and said unto her, it hath fully been showed me all that you have done to your mother-in-law since the death of your husband.
Mm-hmm.
And you have left your father and your mother in the land of your nativity, and are coming to a people which you knew not heretofore.
Now, he just said you're coming to a people that you know not in the land of your nativity. Come on.
Yahuwah recompense your work, and the full reward be given you of Yahuwah out of whom he asked for all. And whose wings
Notice he said, Yahuwah do what? What you work?
recompense your work.
Because of what? Because you come under his wings to trust. Revelation 14 and 13.
And I heard a voice from Shamim saying unto me, Right, Baruch the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth.
And
Say from Ruach, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow.
he gonna recompense your work. He gonna pay you back. Come on back to Ruth, man. I need to get to the end of this here. This ain't no long book, so go ahead.
Then she said, Let me find favor in your
This is
sight, my
Ruth 2 and
Lord.
13.
Then she said, Let me find favor in your sight, my Lord, for that you have comforted me, and for that you have spoken friendly unto your handmaid.
That you spoken what?
Friendly unto your handmaid.
Tell him what spoken friendly is, man. Come here, Jamal. Making all that noise, boy.
Spoken is the bar, and friendly is led.
Notice what he said. I spoke a word to you what? To your inward man. This is at least the 5th time that you see something like that arise in this book. Now think about that you spoken friendly to your what?
Handmaid.
Come on.
Though I be not like us, one of your handmaids.
Though I be not like unto what?
One of your handmaids.
He said, I'm not like one of y'all. So this also show you in other places when he say he'll speak to the Gentiles because they ain't like your other handmaidens.
Boaz said unto her, At mealtime come you here and eat of the bread. Dip your morsel in the vinegar. And she sat beside the reapers, and he reached her heart. She did eat and was sufficed and led. When she was risen up to glean, Boaz commanded his young men, saying, Let her glean even among the sheaves, and reproach her not. Let fall also of the handfuls of purpose for her, and leave, that she may glean, and rebuke her not. So she gleaned in the field until even, and beat out that she had gleaned, and it was about an ephah of barley.
All right, go ahead. You can finish it out. There you go.
And she took up and went into the city, and her mother-in-law saw that she had what she had gleaned, and she brought forth, and gave to her that she had reserved after she was sufficed. And her mother-in-law said unto her, Where have you gleaned today, and where brought you? Ruth be he that did take knowledge of you. And she told her mother-in-law with whom she had wrought, and said, the man's name with whom I wrought today is Boaz.
Boaz.
Naomi said unto her daughter-in-law, Ruth he of the Yahuwah, who have not left off his kindness to the living and to the
Notice
dead.
what he said. He ain't left off his kindness to the who?
Living and to the dead.
1 Peter 4 and 4.
Wherein they think it strange that you run not with to the same excess of pride, speaking evil of. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? For this cause
He judged the who?
the quick and the dead.
Is that not showing kindness to the living and the dead? Go ahead.
For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to Elohim in the spirit.
That's right. Come on back. Ruth chapter 2, verse 20.
And Naomi said unto her daughter-in-law, Baruch he of Yahuwah, who have not left off his kindness to the living and to the dead.
And Naomi said unto her, the man,
Kin unto us,
because he is one of our what?
next kinsman.
He's one of our what?
Next kinsman.
Next kinsman. Go ahead.
And Ruth the Moabitess said, he said unto me also, you shall keep fast by my young men until they have ended all my harvest. Naomi said unto Ruth, her daughter-in-law, good, my daughter, that you go out with his maidens, that they meet you not in any other field. So she kept fast by the maidens of Boaz to glean until the end of barley harvest and of wheat harvest, as well as her mother-in-law.
Now let's pick verse 1, and we're going to get ready to wrap this up. Come on, verse 1, chapter 3. God say, Book of Ruth ain't that long.
Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her, my daughter, shall I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you?
That I might seek what for you?
Rest for you.
Okay.
And now is not Boaz of our kindred, with whose maidens you was? Behold, he winnowed barley tonight in the threshing floor. Wash yourself therefore and anoint you, and put your raiment upon
Wash
you.
yourself and do what?
Anoint you,
And put your what?
raiment upon
Go
you.
ahead and get baptized and get that ruach, man, and put that fine linen on.
Get you down to the floor. Make not yourself known unto the man until he shall have done eating and drinking.
Until you have done eating and what?
And drinking.
And what the Lord did before he died. Come on now.
And it shall be when he lie down that you shall mark the place where he shall lie. You shall go in and uncover his feet and lay you down, and he will tell you what you shall do.
Guess what? Now you go get that. We just read that in Romans 6. You go get baptized with him. He'll tell you what to do.
And she said unto her, all that you say unto me will I do. And she went down unto the floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law bade her. When Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of corn. She came softly and uncovered his feet and laid her down.
Came to pass.
At midnight, that the man was afraid and turned himself, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. And he said, who are you? And she answered, Ruth, your handmaid. Spread therefore your skirt over your handmaid, for you are near kinsman.
You said spread your what?
Your skirt.
Tell them what skirt mean, man. Who got on the skirt? You a man with a skirt on?
That's enough.
That's the basically that means the outer of your garments. Not skirt in the literal sense. But that's the same word you'll see when they say put a fringe at the border of your garment. It's going to say kanah. Because you have people argue about them fringes. Some people say you got to have fringes all the way at the bottom of your shirt. And some people, you'll see some of them, they'll have the ZZs in those 4 locations on the border of the garment. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. You ever seen that before? You seen that with Trav? They had them strings. Then you got the ones where they have it all the way around. These boys done went too far. I done seen dudes put fringes on tank tops. For real. I done seen dudes put fringes on jerseys. Dudes done put fringes on jackets. I'm like, bro, you doing too much. The reminder that I'm finna go sin for the win. But to have fringes at the bottom of your tank top, bro, that's an undergarment. That's an undergarment. You say the separation of the harvest from the wedding feast? No, not in that instance. Because she getting the instruction. Say, go back to verse 2 and tell them what winnowing the barley. You winnowed your barley?
Winnow is a rod to scatter, the fan to cast away, to disperse, to compass, to spread, to be scattered.
Because if this is going down, that means it's probably still in the summertime. Hell no. Derek said they come in his store with them on their nightgowns, PJs, and everything. Number one, why you outside in your pajamas? Any grown man that go outside in his pajamas need to be punched in his throat. You going to the store in your pajamas, man? Why is you moving around in public like that? Have some self-respect. Them inside clothes. You finna go back in the bed and get in with them clothes on? You been outside? I see a woman come outside with pajamas and a bonnet on. I'm just disgusted. Where your husband at? He probably one told her to go out the door because he didn't want to go. I already know that's what they do because you in the South. I already know because we know these white folks go to the store with no shirt and shoes on. Walk right in there. You know what I'm saying? How you go to the store with no shoes on? Barefoot, walking everywhere. I hope you step on a nail. I got shoes on.
Flip-flops.
Still got shoes on. They ain't got no flip-flops on. They barefoot.
Construction site, flip-flops.
Nah, buddy. Nigga, they ain't got no socks on or nothing. That's skin to concrete. You already know what they doing. What you remember Lil Johnny's song? You remember the song Lil Johnny had? That's what they doing. What that song was called, Lil Johnny? No, I'm talking about what they skin to concrete, man. Mm-hmm. What they were doing on there, they were raw dogging it. That boy ain't never put that out there for the people. Say they got them Flintstone feet. I'm trying to tell you. You might as well go and put it out there now, man. You done kept that man greatest verse on top.
Greatest story never told.
Greatest story never told. That man say you were hating on him, you ain't put it on the album. He said you were hating on him, that was your album. That man say how Dwight make the cut, he ain't make it. Say Corey got a solo. Man, we're mad about that. Nah?
Sound like Death Row Records.
That's some good music. Say Dwight ain't never made now another song. He ain't get on the album. It's a nice album. It's a nice album because you own it.
No, overall, it's quality.
You ain't sell it to me, man. I wanted to believe it. Look at him. That boy getting swift in his old age. That boy definitely felt like y'all were hating on him. Say everybody else got on the album. I ain't get on there.
Waiting for the next one.
I think would have waited about 5-6 years. Boy. Woo! Lord have mercy. Come on, man. I'm telling you, boy, that boy probably ain't never came up with another verse or flow like that ever again in his life, boy. You see that? That nigga remember the rhymes, nigga. That's how you know the whole verse. We'll know the whole verse.
Yes, sir.
That boy still bump that junk in the car when he by himself. Let me leave these people alone before they come looking for me. Go ahead, man. 3 and 10, Ruth.
And he said, Baruch you of Yahuwah, my daughter, you have showed more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning.
Notice what he said. He showed more kindness when?
In the latter end.
He showed more kindness when?
In the latter end.
Than in the when?
At the beginning.
Now let's take a look, right? It's elements of understanding that can be derived from that. We were talking about this earlier, so let's go to John 2 and 1. They were talking about they kind of called the Lord a drunk, but they was at the wedding feast getting lit. You know, they said they had 6 water pots worth of wine. You know how much wine that is? How much wine you think go in a stone water pot? Gallons. How many gallons you think go in a stone water pot? 5. Boo, how many gallons you think go in a stone water pot? She ain't listening. How many gallons? You heard the answer, so it don't matter. You was in there. How many gallons you think go in the stone? Oh, how many gallons y'all think go in the stone water pot? That's for everybody. How many gallons of wine do you think go in a stone water pot? Kalisha said 5. You say 5? How many you got? 15. What about you, Doris? You look like you used to sip a fine, what do people call it? Taylor Port. Ooh, that's what you know about that? You got married before you could legally drink.
That was a year after.
So you've been a drunk all your day. Drunk nigga. How many gallons you think go in the water pot? Marvin say 15. Derek say 7 to 10.
10.
About 10. Boo, how many gallons you think go in a stone water pot? You can't look it up. Get off your phone.
I'll say about 10 to 15.
Little Muffin, how many gallons? 25. Monica?
20 to 25.
Oh, y'all cheat.
I was say 20 to 25.
All you niggas get up. No, it's 20 to 30. So there were 6 of them. So it could have been anywhere from 120 to 180 gallons of wine. They did. John 2 and 1. Mama Steph had it.
And the third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Yahushua was there, and both Yahushua was called, and the disciples said,
Now, to understand this from a cultural standpoint, when Israelites had a wedding feast, they had a wedding feast. It wasn't like y'all have a reception and you invite a bunch of people and nobody come. What I mean is that most people, when they have a wedding, they send out invitations thinking for the X amount of people, but usually those amount of people usually don't show up. Is what I'm talking about. You might have prepared for 100 people and then maybe 60 show up. In this particular instance, in that time period, if there was a wedding feast, everyone in the city who knows that family is showing up. Now, it doesn't tell you how many people were out there, but if you need 6 stone pots, it probably was a lot of people there. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
and when they wanted wine, the mother of Yahushua said unto them, they have no wine. Yahushua said unto her, woman, what have I to do with you? My hour is not yet come. Mother said unto
See,
her,
pause. People overlook that. He's like, woman, what I got to do with you? My time ain't came. Some people look like, why would he disrespect his mama like that? Because he said, woman. This man grown. What she say?
Mother said unto the servants, whatsoever he say unto you, do.
Now, I do know that black people look at that as disrespect in this time frame. How you going to say that about your mom? So I get it.
And there were 6 water pots of stone after the manner of the purifying of the Yahudim, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece.
2 or 3 what?
Firkins apiece.
Tell them what a firkin is. Not a Birkin. A firkin.
Metric, that's a measurer. The name of a utensil known as an amphora, which is a species of measure used for liquids containing somewhat less than 9 English gallons, or about.
So it said 2 to 3 firkins. So that's about 18 to 27 gallons, if you look at it from that aspect. Either way, 18 times 6 is 108. 27 times 6 is what, 42? Dang, what, 162 gallons? So you're looking at anywhere from 108 to 162 gallons, if you look at it from that aspect. Either way, a lot of wine. Go ahead.
Would you say, just based on how she came to him, obviously he probably did some miracles before?
She wasn't looking for a miracle because she didn't know a miracle was performed. She just stepped to him like, this her oldest son, like, baby, they want some wine, like, hey, whatever he that means if she is able to say this to him, that means they had some type of familial relationship with whoever was throwing this feast. You know what I'm saying? When I say familiar, not necessarily blood family, but obviously they had some type of kinship with them for him to have this type of authority to where she's seeking to her son to say, hey, telling the servants that whatever my son tell you to do, you better do it. Go ahead.
So Yahushua said unto them, fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim. And he said unto them, draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bared. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and said unto them, every man at the beginning do set forth good wine.
Every man at the beginning do what?
Set forth good wine.
Every man at the beginning do what?
Set forth good wine.
But he keep the what?
The good wine until now.
Keep the better till later. Didn't he just say that she showed more kindness at the latter than the beginning? See, this show you how he kept the good wine back till later. That go back to what we were talking about last night about that, hey, those who came before us weren't made perfect because he kept the good wine back till later. He showed more kindness at the back end than he did at the front. You know what I'm talking about? Get greater later. See, people overlook that. Where we was at, man. Right here in Ruth 3 and 10, blessed be you, O Yahuwah, my daughter, for you have showed more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning, inasmuch as you follow not young men, whether poor or rich. He said, but now, my daughter, fear not, I will do to you all that you require. For all the city of my people do know that you are a virtuous woman. Now, remember, if you're a virtuous woman, what type of woman are you, sis? No. A strong woman. Valiant woman. That means if you're a virtuous woman, that means you're a woman of faith if you're strong. That's what makes the virtuous woman a different type of woman, man. She Kayil. That woman got strength. She get her strength from Yahuwah, not from man. Why you think Ruth was like, man, look at man, Ruth was locked in with Yahuwah. Huh? Kalisha know what Ruth name mean. What it mean? Hurry up. With haste. Friend. She ain't nobody friend. No, nigga, you. Yeah, but Ruth mean friend. Intimate companion. And you already know Yahuwah called one man his friend. Who was that? Why he called Abraham his friend? Because he was faithful. And he told you he would call you friends if you do what? Whatsoever I command you. He only laid his life down for his friends. Notice he didn't say greater love have no peace, brother Nate. Greater love have no man in this, that a man lay his life down for the people. He didn't say greater love have no man in this, that he lay his life down for flesh and blood. That man said for his friends. Now, Hebrew friends is real. That's intimate companion. I think it's Rosh and Ayin or it's Rosh and Allah, one of the two. Either way, you either see the chief or you got the strength of the chief. Yeah, man. Read John 15 and 13, man. Bump that John. Make it 10. Little Bible study. What you got going on over there, blood? You got my money? Isaiah, you got my money? Where's my money? Don't make a fool of me, bro. Don't make a fool of me, bro. Where's my money? You got till 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. And it's 5:58. Come on.
Say, if you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love. Even as I kept my Abba's commandment and abide in his love. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and your joy might be full.
Come on.
This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved
This
you.
is my commandment, that you what?
Love one another
as I
have loved you.
Come on.
Greater love have no man than this.
That a man
lay down his life for his friends.
And
you are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you.
Now look at what he commanded Abraham. He said, go out from your kindred and go to a place what? That I shall choose. See, going the way he command ain't just no law, statutes, and commandments, man. It's what he tell you to do. How many people can move on a word? Now, get what? He showed more kindness. Shalom, Ernie, man. He showed more kindness on the back end than he did on the front. 2 Corinthians 3 and 6 for those who may not understand.
Who also have made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. The letter killed.
Paul, he didn't give you the Spirit on the front end, didn't he? See, you could have had the kindness at the beginning, but you chose death. Go ahead.
The Ruach gave life, but the the ministration of death, written and engraving in stones, was esteemed. So that the children of Israel could not steadfastly behold the face of Moses, for the esteem of his countenance, which was to be done away. How shall not the ministration of the Ruach be rather esteemed? If the ministration of condemnation be esteemed, much more do the ministration of righteousness exceed in esteem. For even that which was made esteemed had no esteem in this respect, by reason of the esteem that excelled. For that which is done away with esteem, much more that which remains is esteemed.
That much more that remains. Don't that sound like he showed more kindness in the latter than the beginning? They don't want to hear that. A lot of Israelites don't want to hear that. That don't make them feel good. They're going to unsubscribe. But look, before you go, sucker, let me tell you this. You're going to hell. Not because you don't want to hear what I got to say, but because you don't believe in the promises of God. Come on back to Ruth chapter 3. You can read verse 10 one more time. We finna get out of here. We got 3 hours. I ain't doing 4 today.
And he said, Baruch, you of Yahuwah, my daughter, you have shown more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning. Inasmuch as you followed not young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do to you all that you require, for all the city of my people do know you are a virtuous woman.
And now,
it is true that I am your near kinsman.
Howbeit,
there is a kinsman nearer than I.
He said, there's a kinsman nearer than me. Tell him what kinsman is there, man.
Let's go on.
Kinsman redeemer. Now, why is this important? Because obviously Ruth and her husband did not do what? Because he said they didn't bear children. That's why he can be able to play the role of a kinsman redeemer. This is Deuteronomy 25. They didn't bear children. Listen, he said, tarry this night, it shall be.
In the morning, if he will perform unto you the part of a kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman's part. But if he will not do the part of a kinsman to you, then will I do the part of a kinsman to you. As Yahuwah lived, lie down until the morning.
And she lay at his
feet until the morning.
She rose up before
one could know another.
And he said,
let it not be known that a woman came into the floor.
And he said,
bring the veil that is upon you and hold it.
When she held it,
he measured 6 of barley and laid on her, and she went into the city.
And when she came
to her mother-in-law, she said, who are you, my daughter? She told her all that the man had done to her. She said, these 6 of barley gave he me, for he said to me, go not empty unto your mother-in-law. Then said she, sit still, my daughter, until you know how the matter will fall. For the man would not be in rest until he had finished the thing this day.
Verse 1, chapter 4.
Then went Boaz up to the gate and sat him down there, and behold, the kinsman of whom Boaz spake came by, and to whom he said, hold such a one, turn aside. Sit down here. And he turned aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city and said, sit you down here, and they sat down. And he said unto the kinsman, Naomi that is come again out of the country of Moab, sell a parcel of land, which our brother the Elimelechs.
Listen, he said, sell the land. Go ahead.
And I thought to advertise you, saying, buy before the inhabitants and before the elders of my people. If you are redeemed, redeem. But if you are not redeemed, then tell me that I may know. For none to redeem it besides you, and I am after you. And he said, I will redeem.
Remember, that goes back to Leviticus 26 or 25. The nearest kinsman has the first right of redemption. So who's the nearest kinsman to redeem man? It has to be Yahuwah himself. That's the nearest kinsman. No one else can do that. No one else can do that. Go ahead.
Then said Boaz, what day you buy the field of the hand of Naomi, you must buy also of Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead.
The wife of the who?
Of the dead.
See how it said you can be married, you can't be married to nobody while your husband lives, but if he be dead, you can be married unto another. Come on.
To raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance.
To raise up the what?
The name of the dead upon his inheritance.
Don't you? Come on, go get Romans 7:1, man. Didn't we just read earlier that if all those that name the name of a Mashiach, let him depart from iniquity? Now you can name, remember he said he had to sanctify his name because you had profaned it amongst the heathen. Now you can take that name and put it on the wife of the dead, can now raise up a name upon his inheritance. Look at that word. Look at the Lord.
Know you not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law has dominion over a man as long as he lives.
Mm-hmm.
For the woman which has a husband is bound by the law to a husband as long as he lives.
Long as he lives.
But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of husband.
Ain't that's what's going on with Ruth? Go ahead.
So then, if while husband lives, she be married to another,
she shall be called. Go ahead.
But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another.
Though she be married to another man. Go ahead.
Wherefore, my brethren, you also are become dead to the law by the body of Hamashiach, that you should be married to another, to him who was raised from the dead, that we shall bring forth fruit unto Elohim.
That we should bring forth fruit under Elohim. No, I didn't. I just looked at it. He said, could that be the preaching of the word with the washing and receiving of the garments? I mean, you can. Definitely. I got you, Civic, man. We had what? Ruth 4 and 5. Then said Boaz, what day buy you the field of the hand of Naomi? You might buy it also of Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance. And the kinsman said, I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I mar my own inheritance. Tell him what mar means.
That's shaitan, to destroy, to corrupt.
So he said he'll destroy his own inheritance if he do it. He said, redeem you the right to yourself, for I cannot redeem it. Now, this was the manner in former time in Yasharal concerning redeeming and concerning changing. For to confirm all things, a man plucked off a shoe and gave it to his neighbor. This was a testimony of Yasharal. This is Deuteronomy 25. Therefore the kinsman said unto Boaz, buy it for you. So he drew off his shoe. Boaz said unto the elders and all the people, you are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's and all that was Kilon's and Mahlon's of the hand of Naomi. Give them the meaning of the three names of these men.
Elimelech is Ma'alahim is king.
Ma'alahim is king. Notice what he said. I have bought all that was my God is king. Didn't he say my father had given all in my hand? Do you not remember where he said that Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac?
The other kill Yom, that's a piney.
And Malho?
Sick.
Say what?
He's sick.
He's sick. What was the first one?
Pining.
Pining. You pining away in your sickness. My God is king, and I bought that which was pining away in sickness. Guess what you was pining away in? Death. Moreover, Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of Mahlon, have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead be not cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of the place you are witnesses this day. And that's what we're going to pick back up on Wednesday. He said that you are witnesses of this day, that he has wifed up a woman to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead not be cut off. And that's what that Isaiah 43 was about the apostles being the witnesses, and them going out to witness to the Son of God, which go back to bind up the what? The testimony. That's why the preacher is wise, so they can seek out acceptable words come from one shepherd, so that these men could go bear witness to the Son of God and people might hear and believe and be saved. So with that being said, hallelujah for Yahushua and the word. You know, there's more to it, but clearly you can see how that kinsman redeemer works. You know, a lot of people don't go on the book of Ruth unless they're trying to argue about what her nationality is. That's unfortunate. You know what I'm talking about? But they don't pay attention to look at Redeemer is Gaal. That's kinsman redeemer. Yahuwah said he is the Gaal, the kinsman redeemer. Your nearest of kin is the only person who can buy you back. So, and this goes with what Mama said when you asked Judah this here, right? When he was saying Joseph is the daddy. If Joseph is the daddy, then how is Yahusha the second Adam? Because that means he is not the nearest kinsman to buy you back. A lot of brothers don't understand that part when it comes to the kinsman redeemer, because most people don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it a couple weeks ago with Jeremiah. Yes, sir, Zo. P10K. We talked about this the other week. With Jeremiah being the kinsman redeemer for the land of his uncle. You know what I'm saying? It tell you that in your law. And Yahuwah himself say he the kinsman redeemer, and that he would be your kinsman redeemer from death. And amen, Marcus. Love you too, bro. Be safe, man. So you have to remember that. This is why he literally could not be from a man's seed. Peace, brother Omar, man. He has to literally come from God to actually fulfill the law, because he's the one that got right to redemption. He got that right. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else got that right. You can't find nobody in this book who got the right to redemption. Because that's literally what Adam tried to do. He tried to buy her back, but you can't buy her back in the same way that she died. You know why? Because you ain't got that type of power. Because Adam was literally Eve's kinsman redeemer. Who else is her kinfolk? That's his flesh. That's his kin. Yeah. Peace, Brother Nate. Yes, sir. But nevertheless, I appreciate y'all. I bless y'all in the house of Elohim in the name of Yahshua. I love y'all. Perfectly, y'all understood all that. We really just went ahead and read the whole book of Ruth for the most part. We just didn't read the genealogy where Obed come from, which produces Jesse, which produces David. You know what I'm saying? And you notice that the man who played the role of the kinsman redeemer is the seed line that this man come from. And then the one who is redeemed by the kinsman redeemer gives birth to the men of the seed line that this man comes from. You know what I'm talking about? But you know, that's outside their purview, if you will. Because people don't understand that level of mercy. They don't want to understand it. It's unfortunate. But y'all willing, man, we'll be back Wednesday. I had them dates popping in a second. I just got to sit down and do it. So, but I mean, you already know, general time frame is the same. It ain't gonna change too much. Maybe a day above or a day back. But either way, y'all willing, man, to the next one. And until that time, Yahuwah speed. Shalom, Eric, man. Shalom, Marvin, man.